my teammates behind me, and appreciating all this, the journey that we've been on. We've been through our ups and been through our downs, and I think the most important part is that we all stayed together throughout. I grew up a diehard Laker fan. Diehard. I knew everything about every player that's ever played here. So to be drafted and then traded to this organization and to spend 20 years here, you can't write something better than this. And I'm more proud of the fact that not about the championships, but about the down years, because we didn't run. We played through all that stuff, and we got our championships, and we did it the right way. And all I can do here is just thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the years of support. Thank you guys for all the motivation. Thank you for all the inspiration. And, what's funny, the thing that had me cracking up all night long was the fact that I go through 20 years of everybody screaming to pass the ball, and then the last night they're like, don't pass it. This has been absolutely beautiful, you guys. I can't believe it's come to an end. You guys will always be in my heart, and I sincerely appreciate it. No words can describe how I feel about you guys. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys, and I love you guys. And my family, my wife Vanessa, our daughters Natalia and Gianna, thank you guys for all your sacrifice. For all the hours I spent in the gym working and training. And Vanessa, you holding down the family the way that you have. I can't, there's no way I can thank you enough for that. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And what can I say? Mamba out.
Chris Thomas.
Mark Thompson.
It's your girl Carm.
And you're listening to the Running Back Sports Show, Sports for the Culture. What's going on, everybody?
Chilling, man. What's up? How you doing?
I'm good, man. A little emotional after that speech.
Yeah, same. This is actually the first time I actually like thought about it. I was trying to be strong today.
Yeah.
But now I might have to step off to the side a little bit and wipe my eyes. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. It's the 1 year anniversary of the unfortunate death of Kobe Bryant. And our topic question is just going to be plain and simple. What's your favorite Kobe Bryant moment?
Yes, for sure.
If you want to call in, Mark, get the call number.
Of course, that phone number is 215-763-9596. We got plenty more on the slate as well. Of course, we had a great championship weekend. We had the NFC championship, the AFC championship, so we'll be talking about that. We'll got the Super Bowl coming up, so we'll be talking about the showdown against Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes at 6 p.m. We got Kai Carlin calling in, Philadelphia 76ers insider, and we will be talking some more NBA as well. So, Chris, how do you want to get it started today?
Let's just go. I know, obviously, today's Kobe Day, but let's show the NFL some little love before,
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And speaking of a little love, the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia has been making some massive coaching changes to the Philadelphia Eagles coaching staff. And they've officially hired former Colts offensive coordinator Nick Sirianni to be their new head coach. They hired former Chargers offensive coordinator who was part of Anthony Lynn's staff.
Mm-hmm.
And they hired also former Colts defensive backs coach to now be our defensive coordinator as well.
Yeah.
And Jeff Stoutland, who is our offensive line coach, who was originally a threat of potentially going back to Alabama, is staying with the staff as well. So it's filling out slowly but surely. We still got a bunch of positions to fill out. The wide receivers, the running backs coach, tight ends coach. Now the special teams position is now open as Dave Flip, who was our long-standing special teams coach. He's now went to Detroit.
Yep.
So overall, it's been a massive, coaching overhaul for the Philadelphia Eagles.
It has. To be honest, I don't really have much to say about it. We don't really know what type of coaches we are truly getting. All you can kind of look at is the other team's success and see kind of how it could play out. But I look at it like this. I remember when we first hired Doug Peterson, and this is after the Chiefs were just playing absolutely fantastic, which they've pretty much been doing since Andy Reid has been there. And for me, it was like a oh man, we messed up. We shouldn't have fired Andy. So we'll take like someone who's close to him in that coaching tree, you know. So also I look at it like this. So it's like, oh man, we didn't really want to get rid of Frank Reich. So let's just take somebody like coach close to him so we can fix Carson. So that's kind of how I look at it right now on the surface with this
So in
hire.
other words, in 2 years we're going to win another Super Bowl.
I ain't saying all that. I mean, but I mean, if that happens, then by all means, I'll take it.
I mean, honestly, if this is the new norm, the new formula for if the Eagles having success, then by all means, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, overall, I don't hate any of these signings. I actually like them. Instead of obviously we heard the big news about Carson Wentz potentially getting traded to Indianapolis. So Harry and Jeffrey Lurie kind of beat them to the punch. Where it's like we'll just bring Indiana to you. We're gonna do everything we possibly can to make sure that we get you back on the right track. And in the end, you only go as far as your franchise quarterback. I don't care how good your team is. If your franchise quarterback isn't playing well, then you're not going to go far.
Yeah.
Look at the last 4 teams that were in this conference championship game this past weekend, and look at teams like the Tennessee Titans and Chicago Bears who didn't go far at all.
Right.
So I like it. I like the fact that Nick Sirianni's attention to detail in terms of what he wants to do is that I'm real interested in, making sure that, the wide receivers run like precise routes, where exactly where they want to be at. And I'm like, this is perfect for a guy like Jalen Reagor, who's really good at operating in open space. This is really good for a guy like Travis Fulgham, who, when he got on the field, he knows how to run routes and he knows how to get open.
Yeah.
And also you have a bunch of other speedsters, John Hightower, Quez Watkins. Listen, I'm over Deshaun and Alshon Jeffrey, so even if we don't miss out on those top wide receivers, whether it's Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith, in the end, these wide receivers that are still on the roster still got to perform. There's no magical elixir that if we even get new wide receivers, sure it'll help open things up, but I'm really curious to see how Sirianni draws the game plan up. Is he going to run a lot more rub routes for Reagor company to get over? Is it going to be more methodical offenses like running slants and running 5 and ins? Just a little a little pick plays or is there
right?
As opposed to everything is
just creativity, something that we've been lacking since the year we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but that would be great to see some creativity. Carm, what you think about the hire so far?
I mean,
are you on?
I'm on today.
Oh, there you
go.
go.
Hear me?
I mean,
you did.
You have the mic down. Of course you can't hear you.
Okay.
All right, there she is.
Back. All right. I mean, for me, I looked at a little research on both, and I seen the head coach hire was from Bolts, and then the other hire. They both worked together on the Chargers at one point.
Right.
And then I know that they're saying that the offensive coordinator we hired was the man behind Justin Herbert. So if that's the case, I feel hopeful for him and for Carson. If Carson's going to be our guy, if Jalen's going, if that's where we're going towards, I feel good about that because Justin Herbert is a stud. Physically, obviously, he has the capabilities, but I'm saying from his coaching, he's being new in the league and having the year that he had this past year. Yeah. I feel like I have hope for Carson if he can kind of rub off on him in that way.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, he came out playing absolutely fantastic. I mean, if it wasn't for Joe Burrow getting hurt, I mean, who knows if he still gets that offensive rookie of the year. Did they come out with the awards yet?
Not yet. I think it's this weekend.
All right, so he's leading. He's going to clearly get that unless something happens and they give it to
Justin Jefferson.
Right, I was going to say unless something random happens and they give it to Justin Jefferson, but which I don't really see that happening. But I mean, at this point, I'm just kind of indifferent. I'm not going to be able to know until I see a true product on the field. Now, I will give him some credit where in this situation, like Doug, he wasn't able to hire his own staff. What's the name? Nick Sirianni?
Yes.
Nick Sirianni has been able to hire his own staff. Like I said, at this point, I'm just we're going to see. We're going to see what product is on the field.
So do you guys think that our head coach hire was the best option that we could have had from everybody that was left? I know there were people were talking about how there's a lot of black assistant coordinators that didn't get hired for head coach position. Do you think we got the best option for what's out there?
I'm just glad that it wasn't Josh McDaniels. And that's how I feel about it. I'm listen, as long as it's not Josh McDaniels, I really don't care. But listen, I feel Sirianni's I think he's gonna do fine. In the end, his job and his job security is going to be dependent upon whether or not he can get Carson Wentz back on track. That being said, I kind of do feel bad for Deuce Staley. And it's like, I don't want to hear any of that talk. Well, he wasn't an offensive coordinator. He never called any plays. Well, technically, Nick Sirianni didn't call any plays in Indianapolis either. Frank Reich did. The only thing Sirianni did was draw diagrams up in terms of, he never actually called a play. And it's like, if we're going to go that route, Doug Peterson was the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs before he got hired here as a head coach. And before that, he was coaching high school football. And technically before that, he never called any plays either. If that's going to be the knock on Eric Bieniemy, well, it's going to Andy Reid never called plays. Technically, Matt Nagy and Doug Peterson hasn't either. And if we really want to dive even further back, Andy Reid was never a coordinator before he got hired here in Philadelphia.
Right.
You got to start somewhere. So it's like to say that, it's like you got to give someone a chance somewhere down the line. If he ends up being the gem, then it works out for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't bank it off of he's been a coach before. That doesn't mean he's been a successful coach. That doesn't mean he's made an impact. Like, what about an impactful coordinator? That can mean something translating to a coach.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And the main reason why I really feel bad for him because, like, one, he already had an idea about, like, who he wants on his staff, and two, several Eagles players have definitely reached out to Jeffrey Lurie, texting him saying that, please hire Deuce. They've gone on social media, they texted him personally. And for that front, like, I feel bad for him because he's been a part of 3 coaching staffs. Originally picked up from Andy Reid, Sarad Chip Kelly, and Doug Peterson. And originally, like, well, how come he never was promoted to offensive coordinator? Apparently, he got offered the position to do in 2018. However, there says that even though he will be the offensive coordinator, he would have 0 play calling duties.
Right.
So it made no sense for him to be like, why would I accept this position if I have no play calling duties? I might as well just stay with the running backs and just be an assistant head coach.
Yeah, I think it was frustrating, but if you look at it like this, I mean, it's America at the end of the day. I hate to say it like that, but how many times do you see it happen in corporate America itself? You'll have people who are more than qualified for certain positions who will get overlooked. Like, companies do it all the time. Like, they'll have their guy who's been within the company forever. Next thing you know, they want to bring in fresh new talent from a rival company, and you're just overlooking the person who's been there for you since day one. Yeah. So I think it's messed up, and it happens all the time, unfortunately. And I'm with you. They did my man Deuce dirty. I was actually hoping it could be Deuce, since we're talking about being in a rebuild year. And no, it wasn't. We went completely I'm like, who? When I got the notification on my phone, I think even in our group chat, I was like, who? Who? Who is this guy? I don't know who this guy is.
That must be a double sync for him, especially because he was a player for so long, and he's so beloved in the city just from being a player. Yeah. And then get passed over.
And you got to think, not just the fact that he's been coaching, but as a player, think about it. He's not only coached. He's been a play caller, been on Andy Reid's staff, but also he played for Andy Reid. Right. He was a part of Pittsburgh during their Super Bowl run in 2005, so he went under Bill Cowher. That's a lot of experience. For sure. Even though that he doesn't have the quote unquote the title that makes people comfortable making him the coach. Yeah. But my thing is,
it's just all about I feel like it's all about favoritism. It's all about who they like, who they don't like, and I guess they maybe had a thing about him, against him, whatever, and they just decided to go another way. I think he deserves it, no matter if he's a play caller or not. It's just they had their favorites and they wanted to go this way, so that's the way they went.
That's why I really think the Rooney Rule is a joke, because in the end, these coaches in these organizations, they're going to hire whoever they want. Right. So just the fact that we just get our foot in the door, even though we already know that we're probably not going to get the job that we want. I mean, sure, that's cool, but in the end, just cut the middleman, just let them hire whoever they want. The fact that we're getting the teams getting incentives now for hiring, either a black coach or a black coordinator or a black general manager or management position. I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I feel just get rid of the Rooney Rule. They're going to hire who they want to, and
what's the stipulation again? If you hire a black coach, you get a chance to get another pick or something like that.
A 3rd round pick.
Yeah, it's crazy because I was listening to another station or and they mentioned something the Eagles haven't had any diversity as far as head coaching in 23 years. Yeah. And we're talking about offensive coordinator, defensive coordinators, head coaches. It's been 23 years. I think it was Ray Rhodes was the last person of color that we
was our last black coach.
Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, Look at, I mean, that's not true. We had Mo Cheeks. Now we have Doc. But I mean,
well, basketball is way different.
Yeah,
it's a different dynamic.
Well, yeah, the football, the NFL itself is more like, I mean, keep it frank, it's a white man's league. I mean, that's all the owners. That's everybody.
I mean, in the NFL, we dominate in the positions that, but in the end, it's like when it comes to the quarterback room, like up until recently, it's like, you know what? If a white quarterback is athletic, he was like, oh man, this guy, he's sneaky athletic. He's do this, that, and the third.
Right.
Meanwhile, if a black quarterback's athletic, he was like, oh, he's only a 1-read kind of guy.
Yeah, and that's
to me, it's all about the language, and I'm just
it really is. And to be honest, yo, it's a conspiracy on its own. We know how good like black quarterbacks are at the end of the day, but I ain't going to get into it all, be all Black Panther on y'all right now. But I feel like that's a conspiracy of its own.
Yeah,
because we know the truth.
Yeah, that being said, shout out to Patrick Mahomes, and more importantly, shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Whoa.
What?
I'm surprised, like you even giving Tampa Bay any love.
No, well. Black defensive coordinator Todd Bowles, offensive play caller Byron Leftwich. They have a bunch of diversity on Bruce Arians. Yeah, so
I fool with that. But I just remember you like earlier in the season because like Tom Brady, blase, writing them off, and now look where they are.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, congratulations to him. So.
Yeah. Do you want to take a moment because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they did go ahead and beat the Green Bay Packers.
The thing is that.
So did you want to have your moment about ACR and how Aaron Charles Rodgers?
ACR.
Did you want to do that now? Let's do that now, bro.
You want to give your sermon now?
I'm really sorry to disappoint you, but I have like a 3 to 4 hour grace period in which. And the result of like a sporting event really just hits me hard, and then after that, I sleep over it and get over it.
All right, well, come on, the people need to hear it because you called me and it was a little lengthy, bro. Like I'm like, yo, I'm good, and you're like, no. As a matter of fact, I'm like, yo, Chris, I'm gonna talk to you in a minute. As a matter of fact.
Get on the pulpit, Chris.
You just kept going, please. The people need to know.
Speak to the flock.
Like, what happened? What happened,
Chris? It wasn't. It's.
Was it a choke fest?
Yeah. In regards to the Packers,
I'm getting upset.
In regards to the Packers and the Buccaneers, it wasn't. Honestly, I don't think it's a choke fest. It's a combination of things. It wasn't like one person's fault as opposed to another. The Packers got well behind the 8 ball early. They couldn't get off the field on third downs, and the Packers offense early just couldn't keep up. And I think overall the backbreaking play was that 39-yard bomb to Scotty Miller over Kevin King the end of first half.
That was a tough one.
That's a play you don't give up.
But if we're being technical, towards the end, both of those teams' defenses, I feel like they got no credit because they were keeping each other in it. Like Tampa, like Tom Woody threw 3 interceptions in the second half. Like the Green Bay's defense was keeping them in there. The one thing that bothered me, and I know the vision, everything is different when you're on the field and how you may see it, but there was an opportunity right before y'all went. I'm sorry to say y'all, but right before Green Bay, I apologize. Right before Green Bay, it was that third down play, and Aaron Rodgers could have ran that joint in. Like young Aaron Rodgers would have took off. I even still feel like old Aaron. We seen him do it last week.
He definitely could have ran that in.
I think he had space.
Hold that. I see a comment saying ACR Aaron Choke Rodgers. First of all, watch your mouth. El Jovi, watch your mouth.
Listen, let's just talk about listen. Is
that what ACR stands for now?
Aaron Choke. Listen, 1-3 in NFC Championships games.
1-4.
1-4.
Oh, 1-4 now.
Yeah. He lost 4 in a row.
But listen. Here's the thing with that. So I'm back. I don't know what's up with this mic today, but the thing about it is, the quarterback is supposed to put that team on his back when that moment comes, right? When that moment is there, and it's like, yo, the game's on the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta make those big plays. You gotta run it in the end zone. You gotta make the pitch. You gotta make it happen. Right? Because it's go time, baby. Tom Brady, it's go time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, for me, Aaron Charles, I felt a little disappointed in him. I was like, because I was rooting for the Packers, Chris. I don't know
why y'all did that.
I was like, I'm with Chris. I've been on the Aaron Charles train. I was with it. I really was. And then when it came down to it, I feel like he didn't give that extra length effort that he needed to take the team to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Tom Brady did.
Just for the record, I haven't watched any sports shows all week long. I haven't watched Undisputed or First Things First or First Take. I don't do that. Listen, I only watch myself. Listen, that's what I'm doing from now on. But listen, I'm pretty sure that. Did you just take Max Kellerman's notes and just recite them?
No, I did not. I swear I did not.
He swears everybody's Max Kellerman.
I watched the game, and that was just my opinion.
We're going to get to you later.
Listen, here's how I feel, right? I'll tell you my overall opinion of the game. When I watched the game, I felt like Aaron Rodgers didn't do what Tom Brady did in the big moments. I did feel like that, but I did feel like at times Aaron was spot on with his throws and his accuracy, but people just dropped it. Like, people just dropped easy passes, that two-pointer. Like, it was just missed opportunities. And then when Tom kept throwing those picks, I think he threw 2 picks back-to-back. Yeah. And they still didn't capitalize on that.
Yeah, the Jair Alexander.
Right, so I feel like the Packers as a whole, they didn't play to, like, their best in that game.
Okay.
So, but I do think that Aaron didn't do what Tom did in those big moments. That's what I saw.
All right, can I say my piece before?
Right,
say your piece, because I got follow.
Are you gonna get on the pulpit though?
No,
can you get like pulpity?
No, he can't do that anymore.
You're not gonna do it.
No, I can't do that no more. No, listen.
He should have never did that.
Go ahead.
Like once Rodgers loses, the Pope is gone.
All right, fine. Go ahead.
Fair enough. The white smoke is out.
Yeah, man. Listen, no more Rodulations until August. No, but the thing is that I actually agree. Listen, here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers had a really, honestly, statistically wise and somewhat eye test wise, Aaron Rodgers did outplay Tom Brady. But in the end, Aaron Rodgers didn't do enough for them to win the game. He had opportunities to do that. The back-to-back interceptions with Jair Alexander, they had opportunities for points off turnovers. They went 3 and out on both of those drives. On that third down play where he could have ran it potentially in, first of all, those linebackers are fast. Levante David, Ndamukong Suh, Devin White. Listen, those guys were flying off the handle and like smacking Aaron Rodgers all game. So I think, but at the very worst, if he would have ran it, it probably would have been 4th and goal around the 3 or 2 yard line,
right. Which is fine.
Yeah, like I said, which would have been fine because then it prompts your decision on like, all right, listen, instead of kicking the field goal and
you definitely go for the touchdown.
Yeah, you definitely go for the touchdown and you try to get the 2-point conversion. You can live with that. Even if you don't convert, Tampa Bay gets the ball back at the 2 yard line, 2-minute warning still behind you, and you still got 3 timeouts.
Right.
There's no scenario in which I'm not going for it and giving Tom Brady the ball back.
Nope, you don't do that.
No, you don't.
That was wild. When they didn't go for it, I was like, you're going to put the game in Tom's hands?
Yeah,
like,
because
it's
of
like,
that.
What?
Not only did they not go for it, they didn't even onside kick.
I think they were confused as to like how much time was left. I'm like, it's not 5 minutes left. It's like 2 minutes left. Like, you're tripping. Tom Brady is
I don't think it was a time thing. I think it was like LaFleur
strategy.
I think LaFleur was looking at his defense where it's like, you know what? We stopped Tom Brady 3 times. We got him out of his comfort zone. We made him turn the ball over 3 times. I'm confident that our defense can get 1 stop. But in the
He's
end,
insane.
But look at the momentum, though. At the same time, the momentum wasn't in their favor at that point.
No, it wasn't.
Not even.
You have the MVP of the league, and he's still going to win the MVP of the league because it's a regular season award.
Right.
But you have the MVP. Let Aaron Rodgers at that point, and that's a major difference, in my opinion, with the connection that Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers have and what Bruce Arians eventually learned when it comes to Tom Brady. Because Bruce Arians legitimately said, at some point, I'll let Tom Brady, do whatever he wants. Do whatever he wants in the offense. Matt LaFleur took that decision off Aaron Rodgers' hands, which you don't do.
You don't do that.
Yeah, and that was honestly my biggest criticism when Mike McCarthy was in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, listen, give somebody with a brand new, fresh perspective for Aaron Rodgers, to bounce ideas back and forth with. But listen, this is another case, a rare occasion in which Matt LaFleur, once again, because of a goal line decision, that cost him an opportunity to go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. So
they lost by 5 points.
It was a tough loss. But let me ask y'all this. So in the final 2 minutes, there's certain guys who you better not let them get the ball. Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Pat Mahomes. There's like a handful of them. Aaron Rodgers has never been one of those guys. I've never really feared Aaron Rodgers in the final 2 minutes, like the way you fear Tom Brady, the way you fear Drew Brees, the way you now fear Pat Mahomes. So I feel like I haven't seen him do it. Like he might have did it in the regular season.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. But when it comes to the last 2 minutes, I don't fear him.
Honestly, the last time I probably saw him do that in a playoff scenario was against Dallas.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm just saying that he's done it before, but it's been a while. And more importantly, I feel like 4-quarter comebacks and that concept is kind of overrated because if you're putting your team in position being up by 2 scores and you're not putting that team down in a down and distance position to begin with, then like that's something that shouldn't be knocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the end, the Packers went home. It was a combination of
they went home at home.
Yeah.
In
the end, it was a combination of the defense, not pulling their weight too late, and in the end, Aaron Rodgers played great, but he didn't play great enough, especially in those moments to try to get them back.
Right.
And more importantly, Kevin King lost a lot of money in free agency this year, man.
Man, listen. How about this? Just give the I still do it. Give the Bucs some props though.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
They're
the defensive line.
Yeah, like their defense was one of the main questions coming into the season. Like everyone saw the offensive firepower that they had and everything. They might have had some struggles, predicted to have at offensive line. But at the end of the day, their defense absolutely turned it around. And believe it or not, kind of made them a complete football team, which helped them get to the situation where they're in right now, heading into Super Bowl 55.
I think when it comes to the Bucs, the only thing is that, listen, they went 7-9, but Jameis Winston threw 5,000 yards. But also at the same time, he threw 30 interceptions and lost 6 to 8 fumbles.
Right.
So all Tom Brady had to come in and do
is at
least cut that in half.
And
you win 3 or 4 more ball games, and that's what they did, and that's how they've essentially been running the table.
Yeah.
It's not like this plethora of talent has automatically come out of nowhere. Like, listen, Devontae David has always been a baller since his rookie year. I remember when he got drafted.
Yeah.
Devin White, Devin White or Devin Bush? No, it's Devin White.
Devin
White's a baller. Unfortunately, it's a good thing now because in 2 weeks they're getting their the rookie safety Antoine Winfield back, which is a major.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, their offensive line is definitely gelled as one of the better units in the league. Leonard Fournette has definitely been looking a lot fresh because when he was in Jacksonville, he was their bell cow back. So getting those 250 to 300 carries in Jacksonville and having to be the main focal point from your offense, from now being a little more spry because they're more pass first.
Yep.
It's definitely a major load off his back as well.
For sure.
And more importantly, when you look at the weapons, Chris Godwin, Scotty Miller definitely had over 700 yards. And the funny thing is that
definitely Gronk.
Yeah, definitely Gronk. Like that screen play was actually
that was major.
Yeah,
that was definitely a game changer.
Yeah, that set up the field goal. Yeah, that set up the field goal because if they get that ball, you still got an opportunity to at least go ahead with a touchdown or something along those lines. But I lost my train of thought.
What's insane to me is that Tom Brady, this is his first year with the Buccaneers and he's in the Super Bowl. Like, this is insane. Like, when does that happen? Like, this is your first year with the team and you're in the Super Bowl. And then, mind you, he has he's just the man, and this is his second round of his video that he just did last year, just 2 years ago. I mean, it's just dang, he's the man.
He's
really if you didn't believe it before, you gotta put respect on his name now because he don't got Belichick and he is in the Super Bowl. Belichick wasn't even in the playoffs. Okay, I understand it's totally different. They're two different positions as the coach and as the quarterback, but give Tom Brady his due because
gotta give him his flowers.
That's insane. This is his first. The Bucs are going to be the first home team playing in the Super Bowl in the history of Super Bowls.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy, COVID 2020, and now we're ending it we're beginning 2021 with Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, not on the Patriots.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Big shouts out to Tom Brady and Gronk for just bringing over a winning culture at the end of the day. Those guys absorbed it. Kind of similar to how the Miami absorbed Jimmy Butler. It's essentially the same thing. Tom Brady, it's now they feel like they all champs. Right, they all champs because they got big time Tom. The real number 12.
Yeah.
Oh! I've been saying that all year though.
Yeah. And I bet you're both still picking the Chiefs, right?
So here's my thing.
So let's talk about the Chiefs and the Bills.
Yeah, can we?
No
competition?
And
then we talk about that?
No competition? Chiefs just slaughtered them offensively. It was just kind of like a joke.
I mean, they were up 9-0 early. I'm like, okay, let's see how long this lasts. And next thing you know, I turn around, it was 21-9. I'm like, this game's over.
Yeah, Chiefs are definitely good for giving people a little head start. And they did. I was hype. I was definitely hype on the Josh Allen train. I'm not gonna lie. I really thought the Bills, because their momentum was crazy. Like I said, they were going in 12-1 into this game, but they sure shut me up.
So what happened that Josh Allen and obviously the rest, Diggs couldn't get it done?
You know what happened? The Chiefs have a defense all of a sudden. Their defense was sleep all year.
They come up when it's time. Because you were saying they're declining, they keep losing, they have close margins of victory against teams, but then when it came down to it, they need to show up.
Yeah, they got a defense out of nowhere. They had my man Josh Allen on the run the whole game.
Wasn't out of nowhere. I mean,
bro, their defense. Come on, their defense that's not something we talk about when we talk about the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, because their offense is a lot more flashy. Just like when it comes to this Tampa Bay winning, it's more easy to talk about Tom Brady than it is to talk about their defense.
Yeah, but the defense sometimes don't even enter a sentence. Okay. A lot of people might not even know 5 people on the Chiefs defense.
It's just crazy to me that the Chiefs is under the same coach that like we had for like years and years and years. Like that's just kind of like, I mean, I guess maybe because I was a little younger when Andy Reid was on the Eagles, so I'm not sure as to like what necessarily happened with him. But to see how he has coached, obviously as Pat Mahomes is like a generational quarterback,
right.
But just to see that is the same guy. Maybe it's like just maturity, just experience has just made him just like the best now. Now he's just, what is it?
He's definitely believe it or not, I feel like in cases like this, how it's been lately, a lot of Eagles fans kind of transfer, especially this time when the Chiefs are doing well. So all I hear is go big red, go big red, go big red. A lot of Eagles fans definitely be transferring.
And once again, you're listening to 98.5 WJYN. If you want to join the discussion, give that call number, Mark.
Phone number is 215-763-9596.
That's right. We're talking NFL. In the top of the hour, we got Kai Carlin calling in to talk Philadelphia 76ers basketball and some more NBA topics. And our discussion topic of the day is, since it's the 1-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's passing, what is your favorite Kobe Bryant moment?
Oh, look at the timing. I guess somebody just needed the number.
I feel like I know who this is.
Yeah, it is. I don't have your theme music this week, so 98.5 WJYN. Who's calling?
How about that?
Yeah, you'll put me back in.
You ain't got my theme music?
Listen, you keep saying,
take him out.
You take me out, you put me back in.
Okay, well, this time you will be out, man. I tell you, man. There's somebody raising your feelings for clothes and back shoes. Up to school, yes, little things that can't get that.
Oh, man. So what are you going to be like, King Tut, and just have all your possessions buried with you?
I'm sorry?
You're going to be like King Tut and have all your possessions buried with you?
That's right. I'm a big pile of land there, and everything coming with me. Everything. I'm taking it all with me. How about that, all right?
Yeah. Anywho, what's going on, Dad?
How y'all doing as we crew? How y'all doing?
What's going on, Mr. Norris?
How are you?
First off, God bless Kobe Bryant and Deanna Bryant.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
God bless them both. Kobe's one of those guys. I hated him because he was so good. He was reckless every time he played him. But I respect the hell out of the fact that he was fearless. He was absolutely fearless. He said he was going to tear our hearts out, and that's what he did. That's why he was a black mama, rest in peace. And let me tell you something. I want to keep out there. Kobe Bryant was a generational player. Ben Simmons is not a generational player.
Talk that talk.
Here we go, Mr. Norris. Why you gotta start us off like this, Mr. Norris? Now you gotta get them all going.
Man, all we could wish is that Ben had Kobe's mentality. Oh my God! All we can wish. He got the talent. He got the body.
You could never even associate Ben with Mamba. Like that's not even a question on like the table here.
Good.
Last night when they won 12 they got woke by the 26. And Blake Griffin, he was in the league 6. I'm like,
stealing money.
As far as the NFL playoffs go, I just built to see Tom Brady in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know Bill Belichick was watching the game on podcast and everything, when it's everything, go put his Aaron Rodgers and go past everything. But it ain't worked out.
Yeah.
Okay. Tom Brady showed this year you got a different quarterback. Good quarterback. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. But like Tom Brady, the starting expansion like I started to do. Okay. What can I say? You got the right quarterback, the right team, and he's looking for a second Super Bowl in a row.
Yep.
He's definitely about to get it. I mean, I think now it's time that this is the time where people got to learn to appreciate players while they're here. Like things that we're seeing from Tom Brady and LeBron James. It's like, how can you hate those players? These are guys who've been to the championship 10 times that we get to see with our own eyes. It's like after a while, it's just like, look, you got to jump off the hate bandwagon and just appreciate what you see. Like at the end of the day, you have to appreciate it.
Let's
like,
step off the hate bandwagon.
I think I hopped off the Tom Brady hate bandwagon when he won like Super Bowl number like 5 or something. I was like, all right, I guess this dude ain't half bad. I mean, even when I seen him come out with that red hat, you know, I don't want to talk about it, but you know, I guess he still ain't half bad as an athlete. I don't care about his political views or anything like that. But as an athlete, it's great to see, and the fact that I think now with this, of course, I wasn't really alive to see Joe Montana, but I know the history. I know how it was and everything about how he took the Chiefs to the AFC Championship game after being with the Niners all those years. But it's a similar path. But in this situation, Tom Brady's actually going to the Super Bowl. So I think this might be finally time where you edge Tom Brady and you look at him like, hey, maybe he is one of the greatest quarterbacks, if not the greatest quarterback of all time.
How do you think Tom Brady look? Okay. I think Joe Montana was he played at a different era with a lot more talent and a lot more like less somebody can call. And let's face it, it was a more physical era. When I grew up, I mean, there was quarterback line, power bombs, choke slams. You know, you had to get up, that stuff off of that. And his teammates just were stuff. One time I saw Terry Bradshaw, his helmet knocked off, like just decapitated. He got up, dust himself off of that and said, let's go. But I digress. Now, to our own Philadelphia football team. Okay. Sirianni, Sriracha, whatever his name is.
Sirianni.
Sriracha. I like that a little better.
Okay. Whatever the name may be.
Sriracha.
All right. They brought him in to babysit Carson Wentz. All right. And Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman. Jeffrey Lurie can speak. I mean, the more he speaks, the less I like him. Howie Roseman, might as well call him Jeffrey Jennings. Okay? And they're irking me because it seems like as time goes by, they're throwing more and more dirt on Doug, trying to blame everything on him. All right? Whereas, I'm like, bottom line is, you as the owner should step back and let the football people have the football business. Okay? Howie Roseman is still trying to prove the smartest kid in the room. Okay? And Happy Trails, you still, wherever you Detroit down everything. I hope they treat me a lot better than they treat me here.
Agreed.
The dirt.
That earth maybe it is him to treat the Rooney Rule and everything, and that's all it is. That's all it was. All right. This has been a little slow to this organization for the longest time. At the very least, they could have promoted from running back coach to a position that would have worked with the offensive coordinator, but instead they're just like, Patty Steele, like, oh no, you stay here, we're going to give you the title and everything. This head coach title is all it was a title. He didn't have any real power. Stop from the running back. And let's hope it doesn't come back and bite.
Hope it doesn't.
I mean, it just says something about the Eagles organization. I mean, the way they're what feet they stand on.
Yeah,
it's kind of corny.
No
I mean,
diversity.
business is business, but at the same time, it's like this guy has been a player on the team, a coach for how many years? It's like you gotta reward people for their loyalty sometimes. Like you can't just kick that to the side like loyalty doesn't mean anything. It does, and especially with sports, like that kind of stuff matters for morale. Like, morale. How the team views the upper management, like that stuff matters to people. You can think it doesn't, but it does. Yeah. So I wish him the best. I hope that he's successful. And honestly, she should rub it in the Eagles' faces because they passed up on a guy that could have been good for us because they want to play favorites.
Yep.
And honestly,
not to make you think, okay, players like Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox who texted Jeffrey Lewis saying, "Hire you as coach."
Right.
So how you think them hiring an outsider who has less experience than you is going to go from the locker room?
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Not a good look. It's like, dang, it makes what it makes them feel like they're probably expendable too. Like if you can just be expendable with Deuce Staley, someone who has history, who has played and was not a coach, how am I going to feel as a player with this organization and my longevity and how they value me if they don't even value Deuce, who's paid his dues? It's not like he's like got done being a player, then stepped up and said, hey, make me head coach. He paid his dues, he kept his head down, and he's been with us, and then you just say, forget it. Let's pick somebody from Indiana. Like, what? Like, okay.
Crazy.
They're looking at Frank Reich 2.0 because let's face it, Carson had his best year with Frank Reich. And for some odd reason, the Eagles think, okay, we get Frank Reich assistant and everything. That'll solve Carson Wentz's problem, which is not going to, okay? Because I'm saying right now, if Carson is named starter, okay, really come out and ball out and have like 10 touchdowns like the first 3 games.
For real.
Okay, he's going to be unmerciful.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and they're gonna really ride him out of town. All right. The bottom line is this: for all those years made fun of the Cowboys, made fun of the Redskins, made fun of the Giants. Okay, the way things look right now, everything we're just as dysfunctional, if not more dysfunctional than they are.
Yeah.
Damn, it's
That's
nice.
a sad state of affairs with the Eagles, and I really think that we bought this that basically Jeff Miller went to the okay. Give me the Super Bowl, man. 10 years of purgatory. Done.
Well, thank goodness we're in the NFC East, so we still have an opportunity to win the division next year.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, Dad, thanks for calling. Before you go, what's your favorite Kobe Bryant moment?
Favorite Kobe Bryant moment. I won't call it this. I mentioned it before. I had to get that. He said to cut the hearts out as well as your fans. That's exactly what he did. Okay. The 2000 finals. 2004 finals. Kobe wrecked the Sixers by himself. Okay, just that whole series. And I was mad, trust me, believe, I was mad. I was breathing fire. I was rocking my Timmy Mutombo jersey, cheering for the Sixers. But Kobe went out and he wrecked it. So, God bless Kobe. Oh yeah, young lady, one more time. No more gas station sushi, okay?
Nah, Mr. Nice, I learned my lesson.
Anyway, Dad, we're gonna let you go. Thanks for calling in.
All right, take care, y'all.
Bye,
Yes,
Mr. Norris.
appreciate you.
Thanks.
Yeah, and my fingers next time, boy, okay? All right, then.
There it
All right,
is.
holla back.
Oh man.
Hey,
yeah,
Dad's
your
always
dad's
making
funny.
points, man. Always,
talking that
Mr.
talk.
Norris, he's talking
Yeah.
that talk.
I know we're going to talk a little bit about the Kobe moment. I'm sure we all have different ones, but that 01. Oh, never mind. I guess I'll hold it. Unless, is this a real call?
You got a caller.
Is this a caller? Or is it bill collector?
98.5 WJYN Running Back Sports. Who's calling?
Hey, it's Vance calling from Jersey. How you guys
Hey, Vance, how's it
Vance,
going, man?
what's
It's been a few
up?
weeks,
How you
man.
doing?
Vance, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, team. How y'all doing, y'all? All right?
Good,
Yeah,
good, man. How about yourself?
chilling.
Everything's great, man. I'm blessed.
Good. What's up, man?
Talk to us.
Not much. So what's on the agenda for tonight? What are we talking about? I tuned in a little bit late.
Oh, okay. No, we just got done talking about the Philadelphia Eagles coaching hires, pretty much an overhaul of the coaching staff, the conference championship games, and we're going to talk a little about NBA at the top of the hour.
Gotcha. So as far as the Eagles, I would like the Sirianni hiring. I think he's, anybody that works for Frank Reich, I'll take that. That Colts offense looked pretty good to me last year.
Yes.
They actually believe in running the football, and they were sound fundamentally. So that's the two things that I take away from it. Being sound fundamentally, running the football, team discipline are all things that the Colts had. So I personally like the hiring. What do you guys think?
I feel like for me, I want to just kind of see what he does. I think for us, we were just talking about the whole Deuce Staley thing and how we felt like, he was slighted. So that kind of just takes a little, makes us have a different viewpoint about the organization. We were kind of just talking about that dynamic. But for me, I think that I want to just see how things go, because I know we hired the offensive coordinator that was kind of behind Justin Herbert this season. So I feel like that's really good in Carson's sense for Carson. Maybe he can lift Carson up and get Carson back to where he was. And obviously that would be great. But I kind of we got to just see how it all goes down. Because you know how it is. You can be one thing, one organization, but you get to Philly, it's a whole different ballgame. So we kind of just, for me, I just want to see how it kind of goes down.
I got you. So here's my take on Deuce. I feel like Deuce was put in a really bad spot. They said that Doug offered him the offensive coordinator's job. And personally, I think Deuce should have taken it. But the thing about it is, if you're Deuce and you saw what happened to Mike Gray, and you know that you're going to be the scapegoat, do you want to take that job? I wouldn't.
Right.
And there were actually reports back after Frank Reich left that he was offered that job. However, he wasn't going to have any play calling
control.
play
just
calling
wanted to try.
controls. So it's what's the point of him taking that job? It's not really a promotion. It's just
Exactly. And knowing what we know about Doug and his play calling,
yes,
Deuce would have been the first one to go.
yes.
He would have been the first one to go. But the other thing about the Rooney Rule, guys, to be honest, I think the theory behind the rule is great, but the rule is just not working.
No.
It's
It's
not.
not working the way that, they anticipated. And, when you have a guy like Eric Bieniemy who has the best resume out there, but yet it gets floated out there that he didn't have a good interview. Things like that are done intentionally.
Yeah.
And they're only done to a certain person.
Oh, you know who it is. That's okay. We open here. We sports for the culture.
Right. So, that's my whole thing. It's like, when you hear that somebody didn't interview well, how many candidates did you hear that about? You only heard that about one.
Yeah.
But
And
then I got to sit up there and I got to listen to Dan Campbell talking about biting kneecaps.
yeah, I was just about to say it, and I'm like, how did he even get past an interview process saying all of that?
Crazy.
Right.
Man's psycho.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, but good.
No, I was just gonna say, Dan Campbell's a psycho. I don't know how like Bieniemy can't, say all the right things and Dan Campbell gets past. Also, I don't like the fact that they brought up, his past about, the sexual assault scandals and all of that stuff as a slight about why he can't be a head coach. Meanwhile, Urban Meyer just got a job in Jacksonville. I'm an Ohio State fan. I'm an Ohio State fan, so I know well about, Urban Meyer's past and the fact that he, didn't step up or say anything about one of his coaching staffs, not being a part of domestic violence. I'm like, so we forget about Urban Meyer's stuff, but Airbnb stuff is all front and center. Get out of here with that.
You know how that goes,
crazy,
bro.
man.
You know what it is. They make exceptions who they want to make exceptions for.
Period.
Yeah, but unfortunately, people that look like you and I, Carm, we don't get the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
Whatever, things tend to stick to us, and we don't get that. We don't get that second chance. We don't get a chance to redeem ourselves, but other people do.
Yep.
And it's 2021, and I'm tired of it. When is it going to change? It's a league that was predominantly 75 to 80% African American, and you mean that there's only like one or two African American coaches,
Mm-hmm.
and we're good enough to be running backs coaches or wide receivers coaches or offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators, but we're not good enough to be a head coach of a team. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, doesn't.
No, I agree.
American and
Like, I kind of feel like it goes back to the old thing about quarterbacks being white. You know what I mean? Like they feel like that is the prototype for a quarterback. So I feel like maybe the mindset might be still like a prototype for someone who can handle a head coaching position is someone who is not the majority of the league. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying like a mindset. Like what is the mindset of the NFL where this is still a barrier?
Yeah, the mindset is that it's a good old boys network, and anybody that's qualified, they're just going to keep moving the goalposts back.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to work twice as hard to be half as far. That's pretty much what it is. It's ridiculous.
It's sad, but we know this, right? This is why we get up every day and do what we have to do.
Absolutely.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah. But listen, but overall, like I'm in the grand scheme of things, like I'm happy for Airbnb. I'm rather he stay with Andy Reid and him building up his resume with a potential dynasty with the Chiefs. I'm happy with guys like Todd Bowles who kind of got like a raw deal in New York, and now with the New York Jets, he's now a coordinator in the Super Bowl. Same with Byron Leftwich, and so small victories. Small victories, but take what we can get. Yeah. But Vance, real quick, our topic question today is it's the 1-year anniversary of Kobe's passing. So what's your favorite Kobe Bryant moment?
So my favorite Kobe moments are, a lot of people don't talk about this game because a lot of people I don't think remember. In 2005, he scored 62 points in 3 quarters against the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And the Mavericks only had 61.
Oh,
when he left the game.
That's
So
crazy.
we talk about, it's crazy, right? So we talk about that 81-point game a lot, but Kobe might have actually eclipsed that 81-point game. He didn't play the whole fourth quarter in that game.
Wow.
Yeah, that was definitely a great moment. That's back when the Mavericks used to wear like those ugly blue, green, and white jerseys.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember that.
And then I would say my second favorite would be the stretch where he scored the 50-plus points in 4 straight games. I think he had 65, 50, 60, then another 50.
That was like back in 03, right?
When he had court cases.
07.
He was performing in both courtrooms.
Okay.
That's stress, man. That's stress.
For real.
It's like, I'm going to drop 50. Screw this.
Right.
Oh, man, I'm double teaming.
Kobe was that guy, man. He was that guy.
That guy. That, like, man, it's like that guy.
To the goal.
He
Yeah, man, it's a shame. I don't think we're never going to see anybody like that ever again.
No.
Nah, not again. Never again, guys.
Yeah, man. Anyway, Vance, it's great for hearing from you, man.
Yeah, Vance. I'm happy to hear from you. We haven't talked to you in a while. Thanks for calling in.
I know, guys. I've been busy with the family, but I'll be, I'll try to make it a point to call in every other week.
Yeah.
If possible.
No problem, man. We always
Appreciate
appreciate you, man.
support.
My pleasure, guys. Have a great night.
You too.
too.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
And once again, you're listening to 98.5 WJYM, Running Back Sports Show, Sports for the Culture, Chris, Mark, and Carm. And man, listen, it was great to hear from Vance, man.
Yeah, man. Love to hear from Vance.
Yeah, man.
He's always so knowledgeable. He always just like kind of gives you that, like, oh, well, I kind of forgot about that kind of stuff. I like
contributes.
Vance.
I like contributors.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I was going to say before Vance called in, I was thinking about that Kobe moment back in 2000, 2001, like when we faced them in the finals.
Yeah.
That finals was tough for me because I'm a Sixers fan. Love Iverson to death, but I'm also a Lower Merion guy. So, like, I remember seeing Kobe in high school, and all I want is nothing but success for Kobe. So just seeing him, like, kill us was like, dang, I'm happy, but it's like, dang, we losing, we getting killed. And I remember when AI was like, yo, see us in Philly. I'm like, oh, AI about to bring that heat. Yeah, not the way Kobe brought it. Like, yeah, not the way Kobe brought it.
I mean,
that was a tough finals.
I mean, to be fair, like, Iverson did what he could.
He did what he could.
Yeah, and then on the other end, it's Aaron McKee, Eric Snowguard, and Kobe Bryant.
And it's crazy, that same game when AI is like bringing back to Philly, Shaq had that quadruple double.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was real bad.
Oh, that 0-1 team was ridiculous.
That 0-1 team was trash. Trashiest of the trashiest.
Yeah, I mean, that just speaks on AI because they made it to the NBA Finals.
It does.
I mean, listen, he got him there. You know what I mean? But it's like when you get down to a 7-game series against Kobe Bryant.
Listen, he got him there, and he got him a game after the.
He got him
in
one.
In LA.
He got him one. And he created an iconic moment after that.
Yeah.
So he definitely got him one. All right. Yeah. AI was definitely the guy.
It's just, I don't know, it's weird for me to talk about Kobe like in like the past. You know what I mean? Like, he was this. It just feels like, no, like, he alive. He's going to be like Bill Russell. He's going to be like old as crap on the sidelines, just like, you know, dropping down knowledge with his Mamba hoodie. You know what I mean? He's just going to be like that guy.
You know how the old heads always like sit with their legs crossed?
Yeah, like I feel like that was Kobe.
Yeah, with their hands like
that.
Yeah,
just
like
sitting there with his hands like right at the top of his lap. Like I just felt like that's how I was gonna imagine Kobe. Like to talk about him in the past tense, it doesn't even feel like it doesn't even resonate with me. Like this is real.
Nah, it still doesn't feel real to me. That's why I haven't watched anything today. Today is the first time I talked about it. I haven't. Nothing. Like in my screensaver is like Kobe. I know that, but it just doesn't feel real to me still.
It doesn't feel real at
like
all.
To this day. Yeah. Like, and I ain't gonna lie. Like last year, the day he passed, that's probably the hardest. Like I cried like since I got a beat down as a kid.
Yeah, no. Like,
I should too.
The way I got the news, it was weird because like I thought like my friend was like pulling my leg. Like, my boy called me. He was like, "Yo, Kobe Bryant just died." I'm like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "It's on TMZ." I'm like, "Wait, hold on, no." I googled it.
Can't trust TMZ though. I was like, nah, forget that.
Yeah. So then like after that, I'm like, no. Let me go on Twitter.
Twitter don't lie.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo, what's everybody saying? Yo, I can't believe about Kobe. I'm like, no.
Yeah, Twitter.
No,
Twitter
when I saw it on my feed, I didn't believe it.
Yeah, no. You ever play like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and then it was like that moment where like CJ just like puts his hands over his head. It's like, yo, that's how I felt. I'm like, no.
I kept Googling, I kept like double checking. I was like, no, it's just other people, not Kobe. It's like he wasn't. I just kept trying to figure out ways that it wasn't true. I'm like, no. And then when it hit me that was really true.
It's like you did that thing.
That's how it was with the hit. See, I was just like, I just felt so emotional. But growing up, I couldn't stand him. Like, could not stand him. I didn't appreciate the greatness because I was just so AI, so Philly, and I was just so mad.
That man literally stopped me from watching Iverson and Steve Nash get a ring. I felt some personal.
Like, it was just the hate I had for him. But I would say my favorite Kobe moment, I guess, for me, was grown. I wouldn't say it's a moment, like, in his games, but a moment for me, because I couldn't appreciate his games because I was, like, so much hater. But when I kind of got a little older and towards the end of his career, and I started seeing him like just drop dimes in terms of like knowledge and just seeing like after his career what kind of daddy, just seeing him and like just the stuff that he would say, I'm like, yo, he's so smart and he's so family. And I like really love that about him. And then when I just got more into him.
So what's your favorite Kobe dropping knowledge moment then?
I think
because you didn't appreciate his game.
No, I didn't at the time. Now looking back on everything I do, like towards the end of his career, like when he had the Achilles, everything going on, then I started like, oh, Kobe's the man. But when he was in his prime, when he was in his prime, I was like, nah, screw him. I love AI.
Right, like back when lunch tables was AI versus Kobe versus T-Mac.
Right.
That's how lunch tables.
I was on the AI side.
I was in the middle, like
Austin. Here come D-Wade fans.
Right. Yeah, that's a little bit as we got. Well, yeah, you a little bit. Yeah, I mean, but yeah. Go ahead, Carm.
No.
So
I'm sorry, no.
you got a few years older than me, man. So
I know.
You're not that much older than him.
I'm not, but T-Mac wasn't good when he was at the lunch table.
no, he was. He was on the Rockets.
He was on the way out. I'm talking about Orlando T-Mac.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Orlando T-Mac was different.
Oh, yeah, no,
That was Tracy by
yeah.
then.
Oh, that was Tracy by then.
Yeah, that was Tracy by then.
On Houston, nah.
Yeah, them back injuries. He had Yao Ming going up against Kobe and Shaq. He was. I think he was Tracy by then. He wasn't really. His last T-Mac moment might have been when he dropped that. What was it? 12 points in 35 seconds.
13 points in 33 seconds.
Yeah, that might have been his last T-Mac moment.
Chris is always like, you funny, Chris. Go ahead.
I'm not funny. Like.
No, I'm sorry, Mark. I'm thinking
Oh,
about Chris. I'm thinking
Nah,
about
but
Mark.
no,
Today's
but,
that one of them days.
no, but
anywho.
probably my favorite Kobe Bryant moment. But honestly, looking back at it now, it was Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
What?
Who was they playing?
Oh, they were playing the Suns.
Damn, you took mine.
And like the Suns still had like an opportunity. It was like a 2-possession game, and then like Kobe Bryant just like hits that fadeaway dagger, and then like he just looks at Alvin Jeffrey, who's the coach of the Suns at the time, just smiling at him, and like Jeffrey smiled back at him too. He's like, "Yo, what am I supposed to do with that?"
Hold on, wait. Oh, I think that's Oh, I'm sorry. We got different ones, but mine was against the Suns as well.
Yeah,
One of mine was that it was that first. It was in the fourth quarter in overtime.
yeah,
He made like this crazy in and out floater to send that joint into overtime.
yeah.
So then like he's snapping, he's going crazy. This is when the Suns had like Nash, like Barbosa, like Diao. I remember Tim Thomas was on that squad.
Oh yeah, no, that was like that was
Raja
like 05.
Bell.
That was like
Raja
05, 06. My
Yeah.
movement was in 2010.
Got you, okay. So then Kobe they get it. It was in overtime. It was a jump ball in the middle of court. Might have been like 3 seconds left. Kobe get that joint. He just rise up, knock that joint down. You know that iconic moment where he's always like holding his jersey and he's like damn almost ripping it off. I can say that, right? I can say that?
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't know that. Yes.
It's on the naughty list.
I can get one off.
No, it's not.
It's
It's not on the list?
No, it's
Continue
not.
on. Continue on.
Yes, I can get one off. And when he hit that, I remember just like yelling. Like I feel like I yelled the same way he yelled, like just staring at the TV when he hit that game winner. Just watching my guy Kobe take over like that. Oh my gosh.
You know what I remember about him too? When he was playing, when I wasn't hating, when I was admiring. I remember like just the form of his fadeaway, like just that crazy like pivot over back fadeaway, like just money cash. I'm like, dang, like
it was crazy.
how
You ever saw how like Shane Battier broke down like the reason why like he contested Kobe's shot the way he did?
Nah.
No, because like Kobe was just the way he shoots, and like every single time Shane Battier contested, he would literally just put his hand in his face.
Right.
Because like Kobe basically when he shoots, he just shot puts it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it
Gotcha.
kind of like a ching, like kind of like a. It was just so. I was like, why are you so good? Like, why is this going in? Like, just annoyed.
Yeah.
So crazy.
That's why I rarely play with Kobe on 2K. Like his form is just I couldn't get the time.
Oh
to
my
play.
gosh, what? You didn't use Kobe as a kid?
No,
Oh, you're tripping.
no, I use him sometimes. I use him on NBA Street.
Never passed. Never passed. Only if I needed to.
Pass, just get
Right.
the rebound.
Exactly. Like never. Only if I needed to. I mean, even my turbo Gatorade bar can be on.
Pass.
Yeah.
What's a pass when you got Kobe?
Yeah, but
When you got B?
I'm gonna take a page out of Carnes book. My favorite Kobe Bryant hate moment was when Raja Bell clotheslined him.
Oh, that's because you was a Suns fan.
Yeah, I was-
Yeah, you was a Suns fan. Then.
Raja Bell, that was baby boy back in the day. Raja Bell.
Oh, God, here you go.
Oh,
When he was on the Sixers.
no, he was on the Suns.
Oh, okay.
He was my
My
man.
mom liked him when he was on the Sixers.
No, I liked him on the Sixers too, but we got in the Suns.
He was on
I
the
was like,
finals team.
dang,
Yeah.
like what?
Oh, because I'm a real Kobe lover. I don't have any hate for my guy.
But listen,
Seen him from start to finish.
him being a girl dad and him just embracing that and what he did with his daughter and how he just propelled the WNBA, just everything he did, like in his after winning the Oscar, I was just like, yo, he's smart, like he's intellectual.
He's the
Like
guy.
I was just
Yeah.
like, Kobe is so much more than like, but just his greatness on the court, it just propelled him for his greatness in the second act. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it just sucks that it was cut so short because him being a girl dad and being Kobe Bryant meant everything.
That's that Lower Marion education for y'all.
Because it's like if Kobe is down, like for the girls' sports and like the
Yeah,
WNBA,
because like he was all for like WNBA.
right? Then that means
sure.
everybody else is. That means people taking notice. That means like this is gonna matter because it was
Yeah.
Kobe.
Yep.
And for him to go,
honestly, like I couldn't wait for him to, be a part of that TNT crew with Shaq.
Oh, no,
legendary.
legendary.
And now it's time for a 6:00 interview. 98.5.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Kai.
Yo,
Hey,
what's up, Kai?
All right, just for our listeners here, Kai Carlin, Sixers writer, is officially in the building. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Good. Just to make sure, I know it's your second time on, but just to make sure that the viewers that are listening, whether it be on 98.5.org or on the radio, can you explain specifically what your job is?
Okay. I'm the Sixers Wire editor over at USA Today. So I cover the team for Sixers Wire. I'm also the editor of the site. So pretty much anything that goes up on that site has to go by me first. I have to approve it all. So.
Nice. Boss.
Yeah.
Boss.
Yeah, if they want to get through them, they got to get through me.
Exactly. Yo, Kai, appreciate you calling in out of your busy schedule. I know you was just home in Detroit, got a chance to see the people and everything. My question is this: how important has Tobias Harris' play been for this Philadelphia 76ers team so far?
First of all, I want to say, thank you. It was definitely great to be back home. It was really nice for me to get back out there. I haven't been out there in a while.
Good.
And then secondly, to answer your question about Tobias, Tobias to me is the X factor. I've been saying that about them for a while. Ben and Joel are going to be doing their thing, but if Tobias Harris is going to be pumping in 20 to 25 points a night, that's a huge difference for them because they're going to need kind of that third star to step up, especially come playoff time. I feel like the playoffs are really where we're going to be judging Harris this year because if you look back at his playoff numbers, not just with Philadelphia, but even his 1 year with Detroit, his playoff numbers really aren't all that great. So at this point, you have to wait until the playoffs to really judge this guy because you know he's going to do in the regular season. He'll give you 20 points and 7 rebounds or so. This year, obviously, he's become a much better three-point shooter because Doc has him kind of making quicker decisions and not hesitating on any shots. But the big difference is going to be come playoff time. That's going to be where the big judgment with Harris is going to be.
Yeah. Kai, once again, Chris, the host. I got a real question about the backup four position because right now Mike Scott's once again out with injury. What do you feel like the Sixers are going to do? Are they going to continue to wait for Mike Scott to come back from injury? Do you think Paul Reed is probably going to get some potential time at the four, or is they finally going to use that extra roster spot to probably bring somebody in?
Well, Paul Reed is actually going to be heading down to his G League bubble. He's going to be joining the Delaware Blue Coats. He's going to go down there tomorrow as the Blue Coats head down to Orlando. So Paul Reed's not really going to be in the team's rotation. It really is going to be it's good for him to go down there and actually play because you're not going to develop just sitting on the bench. Yes. So they're going to be able to develop Paul down there, smooth out the rough edges of his game and then bring him back up when the time is right. And then as far as the backup four spot, listen, they're hurting there right now. They definitely are. Mike Scott obviously being out sucks. It hurts them a lot because they miss his three-point shooting, they miss his edge, they miss the energy he brings to the floor. I think right now they should probably give Tony Bradley a little bit more of a look. I thought Bradley played well in Detroit on Monday night. He was one of the few bright spots in that game for the Sixers. And I feel like Tony Bradley should probably get a couple more looks. But until then, they're also going to have to go out and try to fill that spot because Tony Bradley's not going to help you much in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Kai, it's Carmen again. So I know last time when you were on, I was bringing up to you about Matisse Thybulle, and I was kind of questioning why he hasn't been playing. And I saw, obviously, last night in the other game, he got some time, and he did really well against Blake Griffin defensively. And obviously, Ben, he's known more for his defense. So I guess my question to you is, in your opinion, if you had to choose between having a player that is like defensively sound, not offensively like as productive, but defensively like solid all-time defensive player versus offensive, what kind of player would you want? Would you rather have someone be like just a straight scorer, can't play any defense, or would you rather have someone who's like an all-time defensive player, which just isn't the best scorer but still scores?
I think it would have to depend on the team. Do I already have a scorer? Because if I already have a scorer, give me the defensive guy. But if I already have a defensive guy, give me the scorer. I feel like at that point, it just kind of depends on what the team you're looking for. Because I don't think you can build around an all defensive guy. I don't know if you can. At that point, you could probably be like one of the more important players on the team, but you're not going to be the guy.
the guy is going to be the offensive guy. So
Right.
in Philadelphia, the example is, I guess, Joel Embiid is the guy. He averages 27.7 a night. He's fully in the MVP conversation.
Right.
You're not going to build a team around Matisse Thybulle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or even I don't even know at this point if you could really build a team around Ben. Because Ben.
Kai, say that for her one more
I
time.
never said we're building the team around Ben, Mark. I never said that.
Say that for her one more time, Kai.
I've never said that. You're just Kai. It's just Mark always just blames Ben for every single mishandling of the Sixers do. He blames Ben, and I'm just like, it's not all Ben's fault at all times. But that's how Mark's approach is, and I'm just trying to get another perspective because Mark, he's kind of on the Ben hate train. He's been on it since forever.
I've been on it since this year.
Since this year?
I've been done. Ever since he's come in with no improvement whatsoever.
Okay.
Once again, prime example, last night, Joel Embiid is out. Ben Simmons does not step up to the plate for us. So now people are out here
the team didn't
asking.
Step up.
No, now you're asking more from Seth Curry, who's not supposed to really be giving you 25 points a game.
So who's
now people are asking more of Danny Green to all this just to compensate for Ben.
Guys, we do have Kai here.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Kai.
Well, I mean, listen. I kind of agree with Mark in this situation, just because of the fact that you didn't have Joel. That is where Ben has to step up and give you something. Instead, he gave you 11 points.
And he got in foul trouble.
On 5 for 9 shooting. Listen, I don't want to hear a bad matchup. It's the Detroit Pistons.
They were 3 and 13.
Best bench in the
Right.
league.
The Nets got beat by the Cavs twice.
Without Joel, it doesn't matter that they didn't have Joel. The fact that they lost to the worst team in the Eastern Conference, and the game really wasn't even close. Detroit went up 15 early, and I think they led by as many as 21.
Yeah.
You can't lose to the Detroit Pistons with or without Joel.
I agree.
And honestly, they probably should have lost both games. Joel saved them the first game. They really weren't good in either of these games out there.
Yeah. Kai, once again, Chris, Mark didn't watch the game last night, but the biggest telling thing about, when Joel Embiid wasn't on the court was the fact that the Pistons had a lot of open corner threes that they were making, like in terms of defensive rotations. Do you think it was more the fact that Joel Embiid wasn't there? So it's like so that they had to compensate more on protecting the interior, or do you think it was just, bad rotations?
I think it's a combination of all those things, and I'll also add in the fact that they really don't have much chemistry just yet because of the fact that this is still a relatively new team. They've had a lot of guys in and out just because of injuries and COVID and just everything else in between. So it's going to be kind of tough to get their chemistry down. But it's crazy to me like how bad they are without Joel. Honestly, I think last night's loss was really inexcusable. Like, it's a bad Pistons team. They also got blown out by the Cavaliers, if you remember, without Joel, too. And the Cavaliers are an improved team this year. I'll give them that, but they're not good either. Like, they're not a good basketball team. And they blew out the Sixers, who are hoping to be a title contender. So without Joel, I feel like at that point, Ben needs to step up and give you like 20, like he did on Saturday. He gave you 20 on Saturday, but then he didn't do that. He didn't do that Monday night. So I feel like to really answer the question about like defensive rotations and things like that, Joel's kind of the quarterback of the defense. So without Joel, there's really nobody out there to really get guys in the right spots, yelling at guys like Joel has been in the series, and stepping up more as a leader and getting guys in the right spots. With Dwight, and also this kind of goes back to their offensive production as well. Without Joel, when Dwight has to go out there with Ben, Steph, Danny, and Tobias, Dwight is not Dwight. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't Orlando Dwight. This is Dwight at the end of his career, just really trying to fill in for Joe and do his job. Which at this point, Dwight is not a starter. Like, if you look at the numbers, the starting lineup with Howard in the lineup, they only average 102.1 points per 100 possessions.
Yes.
When Joel's in the lineup, that offense they produce 120.9 points per 100 possessions. It's a clear as day. So Doc has to do something when Joel can't play. Either maybe go to Tony Bradley or something else. You can't go back to Dwight.
Yeah, honestly, it reminds me of a few years ago when Nerlens Noel was pretty much the only guy. When Nerlens Noel was the center before Joel Embiid, and pretty much like when Nerlens Noel wasn't on the court, the defense was completely different with him off the court than it did on the court. Kai, another quick question. A little bit off the Sixers and more about the Pistons. Do you believe that that Jeremy Grant is probably the front runner for most improved player?
I feel like at this point he has to be. I mean, I think he has scored 20 points in every game except for 2 of their games this year. He didn't score 20 on opening night when they played Minnesota, and then he didn't score 20 in the first game against Philadelphia. But he's literally scored over 20 points in every one of these games, and nobody really saw this coming. Like we all kind of knew Jeremy Grant was a starter in this league, and he was a good player, but we all kind of thought he was like a 3-and-D type of guy. You have to give him a lot of credit. He's done a terrific job adding to his offensive game. You know, even when I saw him last 2 nights, the way he can actually he actually added a dribble pull-up to his game, the way he was able to get to the basket, the way he was able to draw fouls and use a head fake and his footwork. Jeremy Grant really has done a terrific job this year. It's a shame that Philly kind of gave up on him a little bit early for half a year of Ersan Ilyasova.
Yeah, that was bad. That was a bad one.
Yeah.
Kai, I got another question for you here. I just saw a report that J.J. Redick and Lonzo Ball are currently going to be on the market, open to possible trades. How would you feel about the Sixers possibly adding those guys?
No one Lonzo. Lonzo wouldn't fit on this team.
Yeah, it's like then.
And then when it comes to JJ, I mean, if you can bring him back, great. But I'm not really sure if Daryl will try to bring him back. JJ does have he does obviously have a history with Doc from their time with the Clippers. So maybe JJ could actually kind of fit in with the team. He's got a history with the Sixers, obviously, playing next to Ben and Joe. He knows what to do there. So JJ could be a possibility. I'm just not really sure how it could all work. But you never really know with Daryl Morey. We all know he's not afraid to pull a trigger on a deal. So who knows? Maybe Daryl will kind of inquire about JJ, but definitely not Lonzo. Lonzo won't fit.
Yeah, I agree with Lonzo.
All right. Yeah, Kai, before you go, our topic question today is what is your favorite Kobe Bryant moment since it's been 1 year since his passing? And obviously, with you being a Pistons fan, probably your favorite moment with him is watching the Pistons beat him off the court 4-1 in the 2004 NBA.
It's up there. That's definitely up there.
Yeah. But what is your favorite Kobe Bryant moment?
I've got a couple. I'm actually watching the 60-point game right now against Utah.
Good man.
So that's definitely up there. I've got 3 that kind of comes to the top of my mind. One's the 60-point game and his final game. The other is the 2009 finals against the Magic, which I thought was like a really underrated finals performance. Nobody really talks about that one as much. Kobe had a hell of a finals in 2009 against Orlando. Like, he was terrific. So that's another one. And then the third one is actually the game winner he hit against Miami. I remember it was like a random game in November, but Kobe threw one up over Dwayne Wade, banked it in, and it was like the most ridiculous shot I've ever seen. And he beats the Heat like on this ridiculous shot. So so those are probably top 3. And then the 2004 finals is definitely that's the top 5 for sure.
All good stuff, man.
All right, Kai, once again, man, thanks for taking the time to do this interview, and we're glad that you had an opportunity, to go home to Detroit, especially given everything that's been going on in the world.
Yeah, it felt nice to go home. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of, I walked past I went to my old school, kind of like while walking around. Went to when I was a kid, basketball courts I played at, my old apartment, things like that. Drove by Ford Field to see the most disappointing team in football, the Detroit Lions, by the worst team in football. And then drove past some really great memories. It was great to be back. Felt like home.
Hey, real quick, so how do you feel about Dan Campbell being the new Lions head coach?
Oh, the weirdo who wants to bite people's kneecaps off? Come on.
All right, I think that sums it up perfectly.
Appreciate you, Kai.
No doubt. Mark, I'll talk to you later. You guys have a good night.
You too.
Chris, you guys have a good night.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Bye, Kai.
Later.
And once again, you're listening to 98.5 WJYM, Running Back Sports Show, Sports for the Culture. Chris, Mark, and Carm. Got about 45 minutes left. And if you want to call in, share your favorite Kobe moment, just want to talk to us in general. Mark, want to get that call number?
That phone number is 215-763-9596.
And once again, man, we're further culture, man. We're going to have those conversations that other people are going to shy away from, man.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yo, speaking of that, I got a little exercise we're going to do here. Actually, I did this with Kai last week, so now I want to do it with you guys. Okay? So this game that we're playing here.
Yes, Professor Thompson.
All right, now, kids, are you ready? So this game that we're playing here, I'm going to name y'all. I'm going to give y'all 10 players, right? 10 players in the NBA. And I'm going to ask you if they're greater than, equal to, which is like, close or less than Ben Simmons. All right?
I'm so sick of this Ben talk, man.
Don't be cheating.
I can't talk about Ben no more. It just is what it is, man.
All right, you know what? You two have a really good conversation. I'm gonna take this now.
No, Chris, I'm gonna need you in this as well. All right. The first one is easy. I feel like it's gonna be a consensus one, just to kind of warm us up here. All right. So Bradley Beal.
Like in what? Like overall?
Yeah, overall. I'm not talking defense, offense. I'm talking about an overall player.
Less than.
What? Oh shoot! Are you that serious, Carl? She's playing. I think she's playing. She's got to be playing.
Woo!
What you think, Chris?
Baby, it's 2021, baby boy.
The Wizards are the worst defensive team in basketball.
I'm talking overall.
Okay.
But obviously, you have to understand Mark's mind is all scoring. He's a James Harden aficionado.
So if you're saying overall, in terms of every level of entry scoring, Bradley Beal. Free throwing, Bradley Beal. Rebounding, obviously Ben Simmons. Because besides court vision, being able to run the floor, Ben Simmons. Defense, Ben Simmons. So Ben Simmons checks off more boxes. However, the way Bradley Beal scores, I say even. I say equal.
That's fair. I'm gonna say Bradley Beal. This is a no-brainer. It's not just about the scoring. It's like I get it what their team does, but I'm talking about the overall package of Bradley Beal. He is a non-stop hooper. Like he's tough. He's a non-stop hooper. Is his defense the greatest? No, it's not.
So is that
but he can play. Huh?
So is that hooping? Is that still hooping? So what is hooping to you? So hooping is just scoring.
No.
So what's a hooper? What's a hooper to you? Please describe. Let's clear it up. So let's just find out what Mark thinks a hooper is. So what is a hooper? What is a hooper to you?
Somebody who gets buckets.
Okay, so scoring. So we're talking about scorers here. So let's compare Ben Simmons to every score you got on that list, Ben will be less than.
No, that's not true.
It's not. Go ahead.
Let's move on to our next one.
Continue
okay?
on.
How about Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown's better.
Jaylen.
You said that?
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked. I'm actually going to go Jaylen Brown as well.
Because Jaylen he's better with his defense this year.
Better than Ben?
No.
Oh, okay. Because he sure did have Ben on skates when he dropped that 38 points.
Oh, whatever. Anyways, move on.
So, all right, I thought we were all going to go Bradley Beal, but I didn't expect us to all go Jaylen Brown.
So let's see if we can surprise you, We don't always go with the general consensus.
Oh, I see. How about the next one? Donovan Mitchell.
Ben beat him in the Rookie of the Year. What's up, Ben? Boom. I don't care.
Go ahead, Chris.
Ben, that year, Ben was better. Ben, baby, boom.
Give me Spider.
Chris,
I'm with you. I told you we're gonna be like
Chris.
close a lot of them. Carm's just gonna be all over.
I'm sorry. I wasn't the biggest Donovan Mitchell fan, but after that post-game press conference that he had with Shaq, I'm like, you know what? This guy's all right.
But don't forget, we have equal. Yeah. So people who are also on the same wavelength.
I'm gonna say Donovan. Ben is better than Donovan because he beat him in the rookie race. So boom, he's already better.
He wasn't even a rookie. He was technically a second-year player.
He technically was a rookie. That was his first year
playing. So that's Blake Griffin.
Right.
No, exactly. But however, Donovan Mitchell kind of, he kind of went up in my charts like after that playoff series.
Oh, for sure.
Like him and Jamal Murray, that was a fun matchup.
No, Jamal Murray for sure.
But however, in the end, Jamal Murray had Nikola Jokic to play off, and then Donovan Mitchell has Rudy Gobert.
Oh, that was someone I forgot. One of these people are not supposed to be on here. Jamal Murray was one of my guys. So, Jamal Murray.
Regular season Jamal Murray or playoff
Jamal Murray. I just want to know. I'll start with this one. I'm going to say he's getting close to Ben, so I'm still going to take Ben over Jamal Murray.
Yeah, same.
You asked me for my answer?
Yes. I'm about to start calling like Carm Simmons.
I'm going with Ben.
Okay, all right. I mean, yeah. If I went Ben, I couldn't see you going any other way. Anywho,
I bet Carm's thinking like, why'd you bring me on this show?
like she wanted to take the day off as soon as she seen my list. But this one should be different. How about Brandon Ingram?
I was big on Brandon Ingram coming out of Duke. I was. And I'm glad now that he pretty much now has more of an opportunity now in New Orleans to score. He's definitely improved as a player. However, I'll still take Ben over him.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram's a volume shooter. He needs a high amount of shots in order to impact the game.
He is playing a lot better this year.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But the Pelicans still aren't winning. So that's to me, like, here's my thing. Like, if you're a scorer, then how much are you scoring and how much does that actually impact your winning?
But look at Brad Beal. Same situation. He's a scorer. He's dropping numbers. They're still losing. They're still the worst team. Like, they're so.
But in regards to Bradley Beal, I'm like, in terms of overall player, I'm like, all right, listen, he'll fit better with Joel Embiid because they open things up for him. However, I feel like as a player, I'll take Ben Simmons over.
That's fair.
But Ben Simmons definitely over Brandon Ingram.
Carm?
I'm going with Ben.
Okay, that was a no-brainer. I'm gonna go with Ben as well. It's close though. It's like really close, but like he's in this situation because like for me, this is like Ingram is straight offense. Ben is legit like straight defense.
Yeah.
Like Ingram's not a game changer on defense. Ben's not. Well, we would hope that at some point. Like
and honestly, Brandon's not really that much of a game changer on offense either.
He's not.
He can only impact the game one way, and that's giving him the ball.
And he was pretty much useless once Zion was there. So like he was scoring 26 points per game, and then Zion came and that really just dropped.
Yeah.
So
Brandon Ingram's more of a compliment scorer than as being the number one.
Yeah.
guy.
So I'm still gonna give Ben. Before our audience, the reason I put this list together is I wanted to kind of like talk about like the guys who are like in the mid-level, like up and coming. As you notice, I haven't said like the typical names, your LeBrons, your Kevin Durant, your Kyries, James Harden, et cetera, et cetera. So I just want to see where Ben is placed along these players who are in the league who either came with or after him.
To all my running back fans, this is just a common theme on the show. We just like to talk about Ben Simmons a lot and just kind of just criticize him. And, we listen, but at the same time, it's like we have to criticize it because that's what we're here for, to kind of like, check it and just, keep it cute. But, this is the thing that we do here on Running Back. So don't be surprised. Don't be alarmed. It's all in good fun. Continue on.
So spoketh the first lady of Running Back.
Right, exactly. All right, this one should be a no-brainer, but we'll see.
You two are adorable.
De'Aaron Fox.
Well, that's like polar opposites too.
Hey, answer the question.
Oh my God. It's just annoying because you are just such a scoring-minded person. That's all you care about.
Ooh.
Like, that's all. Like,
ain't that tough, Chris?
Oh, that is tough. That is tough.
Chris.
I'm not going to, because, like, in my opinion, De'Aaron Fox is a much better athlete than Ben Simmons because even with the size, the guy can run up and down the court. Like,
give De'Aaron Fox Ben Simmons' body. Oh Lord.
Yeah, and De'Aaron Fox has improved every single year. He's still not the strongest 3-point shooter.
Nope.
But the guy can get to the bat. He can get to the bat. He can take it to the rack. He can finish.
Great playmaker.
Yeah. But,
fast.
Yeah.
Very fast.
He needs to get out of Sacramento.
Yeah.
Wait, when I saw him take that extension, I'm like, dog, why'd you take that extension?
Because we wanted to be his team.
Nah, you never know people's circumstances.
I know that, but still, man, like, listen, you'll make the same. Listen, you'll be making $20 million less, but in the end, you'll probably be somewhere where a teamwork appreciates you. Sacramento won't appreciate you.
True.
They got some players this year.
I mean, no, they're one of the worst defensive teams in basketball.
They are,
but their rookies are looking promising, like Halliburton.
Right.
That guy, what's his name? The white boy.
I forgot. I ain't gonna lie.
Kyle guy. He's all right.
I watched this Kings.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, their rookies are pretty good.
Yeah, but
remember everybody wanted Buddy Hield. I promise you, if you guys actually no, I did watch a Kings game. I lied. And in that one Kings game, I watched like everything like Buddy Hield did. I said we would hate him here. Oh my God, I seen him like do a airballing floating layup. Oh my God, we would kill that man. He do not hit threes the way y'all think he do. Like, I promise you, he do not hit threes the way y'all.
We would hate that.
I promise you, we about to run Ben Simmons out of the city. Yo, we would
about to run Ben Simmons out.
I'm not. No, we would have all ran Buddy Hield out the city.
Chris is neutral. Chris is what is that? He's whatever that is.
What, neutral party?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
You're Switzerland. Boom.
believe it or not, I'm gonna go Ben Simmons. I still got Ben Simmons over De'Aaron Fox. I feel like, or we can say equal. Like, would you say equal or better?
Y'all say equal.
Yeah, equal. But I'm still gonna have Ben edge De'Aaron Fox just a bit.
Here's a comment. Mark does know that assists is a bucket too for somebody else. 10 assists equals 20 points or more. You help on the scoreboard. 15 points, 10 assists equals 25 to 30 points you put on the board.
I know basic math.
Boom. Who was that? Who said that?
I know basic math.
Who said
You know
that?
who it is.
Who was it?
Who was it?
It's your boy.
Who?
I don't know who it
It's
is.
your boy Rel.
Oh.
Hey,
For real.
Rel.
All right, he could easily say that, but when James Harden had 32, 14, and 10 rebounds and he accounted for 79 points, I don't want to hear that. So I don't want to hear them false stats. Because stats are starting to bother me now because that's
So
all
stop
people.
bringing up stats.
I don't bring up stats. I'm bringing up
You don't
what's
bring up
real.
stats. You
I
are
have
the
not
stats
brought up
king.
no
All
stats.
you do is bring up facts and stats, Mark.
I
That's what you do.
I should,
Facts
but
and
I
stats.
didn't do that. I didn't do that today.
Oh, Sam, Mark, you a ball hog, man?
What you mean?
You
Somebody
be
said
ball hogging on the
I play
court?
with Mark and Mark doesn't pass the ball.
I definitely don't pass.
So you're a James
I
Harden.
definitely don't pass, and I don't play defense either. I only play defense if somebody talks trash. Somebody talks trash, then I play defense and I'll pluck them.
Oh, so you're LeBron in the finals.
I'm LeBron what he did in Cleveland last night.
Let me just say this. Can I just say this? All the thing about the Detroit game, I just want to bring it back before we finish the list.
Please.
I mean,
With the
shoot, I can't talk. I'm Draymond
Listen.
Green.
No, but we love your energy and your defense.
With the Detroit
Well,
game.
I'm Draymond Green, Reggie Evans, man. You'll get rebounds, you get solid passing from me.
Hey, well then you're Ben Simmons.
Listen, I'll take an open look shot here and there. Ain't gonna go in,
Oh,
but
never mind.
No, he makes some shots
You Draymond
sometimes.
Green.
Yeah, no,
He makes shots
Draymond.
sometimes.
Like I said, I'm Draymond Green.
Hey, you're right. I was going to give you Ben
Listen,
Simmons, but when
he's
you
a
said you
vital
took
part.
hard shots,
He's a vital part of the
I am not
Warriors,
Ben
so
Simmons.
it's fine for him.
I'm bad. You felt
Listen,
disrespected.
all I'm gonna say is the Sixers. Okay, when the Sixers got blown out by Detroit last night or whatever that night was.
It was last
Yes,
night.
Last night. Okay, I watched it. I did watch
forgot
it.
that clip?
I watched it. So, first and foremost, the team defensively, like we were talking about, played like crap. They didn't play defense. Okay, they weren't getting offensive rebounds, and then they were missing kind of like shots they should be making. So all around, just the whole team vibe and kind of approach, they weren't good. So yeah, Ben is going to do. Yes, first of all, Ben. I feel like Ben always does this. If Joel's not playing, Ben gets in foul trouble right away, and then you have to sit him, and then it's this whole thing, and you know how it goes. So,
How many more people on that list we got left?
but listen, let me just finish.
Five.
My
Just
point
five.
to say this is the Sixers always play down to their opponents as they've done in the past. So maybe
That's not playing down.
no, it's not playing down. But I'm saying that the Sixers
That was
don't.
bad.
The Sixers in the past, they do not play as well as they should against teams they should beat, and that's just the history of the Sixers. You know it's true. So besides that, what I'm going to say to you is our brand new triple threat, amazing, life changing Nets with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant. They lost twice to the Cleveland Cavaliers, okay, and once got blown out. So my thing is, every great team offensively can have a crappy game against a crappy team. So with that being said, give the Sixers the same kind of leeway everyone's giving the Nets because they lost back-to-back to the Cavs. Now, what's that excuse? The most three dominant offensive players, hoopers, as Mark's definition is, lost against the Cleveland Cavaliers made up of 10,000 big men in Cleveland, okay? And we have all the respect for the Nets and et cetera, et cetera. Just give credit where credit is due. I'm not making excuses for the Sixers or for Ben because I will go on Ben's behind like anybody else. And you know
When will you do it?
I have. But all I'm saying is don't act like the Sixers don't do that though. They've done that, and that's what they do. So don't just say it's just Ben. This is what it is. It needs to change. Period. Because if Joel doesn't play, we can't just automatically lose. But all I'm saying is the Nets, the big three, lost against the Cavs, bro. So let's just talk about how defense matters. Let's just talk about how all team play matters, okay? So all I'm saying to you is stop blaming it on one person because it's not on one person.
Okay, number one.
Thanks.
Carm does have a point. But number two,
She does. She has a very valid point.
No, number two, I'm mad they didn't try to run that big man line with Kevin Love.
Right,
They should have.
God, man, the spacing would have been terrible. You would have seen 4 post-ups.
They would have.
Legit, if I could like drop the mic on this, I would like just drop it out, but I can't because I'm having problems with Mike today. But that is what I have to say about that. We can continue with the list.
No, don't drop that mic. That mic's expensive.
Right. We can continue on the list. Go ahead.
It ain't my stuff.
It's crazy. Like Ben Simmons, and I said this last night in that little 24/7 Sixers group because I be trolling in there because a lot of the fans in there are just like her. Like they never hold Ben accountable.
I
for
do
nothing.
hold him accountable.
So it's always like, yo, are you a Sixers fan or a Ben Simmons fan?
I hold him
This
accountable.
man
But it's a
hurts
team
our
sport.
team so much.
Let's trade him. Trade him.
I'm in this.
Trade him.
I'm in the Sixer group too, the social Sixers, and they're the complete opposite. They're literally you.
Like maybe that's the one I
No,
need to
but
get.
Let's trade Ben, yo.
Well, no, they want to
His
trade.
value's going down.
Let's get
Well, they want to trade.
t-shirts
Well, they
made.
want to trade Ben Simmons after every game. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Trade Ben.
It gets kind of
Trade
annoying.
Ben. Trade Ben. Trade Ben.
Will you
Go
stop?
for the Sixers. Trade
Will
Ben.
you stop?
Okay, is this what we need to hear? Is this what's gonna uplift us? Let's trade Ben, man.
He just doesn't fit for our
Okay, just
team.
for the record, I'm recording this, so I'm just gonna take that specific part of the audio, and whenever you text me, it's just gonna say trade.
That's
Ben.
gonna be lit. That's gonna be lit.
I'll send you that file.
I had to do it for Mark because you wanna go ahead, Mark. Continue with your list.
Okay. Anywho, Zach LaVine.
Ben.
I'm gonna say Ben as well, but I do love Zach LaVine.
I do too, but nah.
I like that.
This one's gonna be easy.
This is easy. I see it.
Okay, Jason Tatum.
Tatum. No question.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
the heartbreak of that's like the heartbreak of my last 5 years. Like Jason Tatum going to the
Celtics. Cover it up since you
going to the Celtics, like that broke my heart. Truly. So Tatum. Although I love Tatum. He's like
Chris, are you
he's a
thinking
beast.
about this?
No, I'm not.
He's a
I'm just thinking about an alternate reality where we drafted Jason Tatum number 1 overall.
Well, look at it like this as well. All right,
Heartbreak.
remember the team that we had back then,
Yeah.
and the coaching staff, et cetera, et cetera. For all we know, we might not have even developed Jason Tatum to be the player
no.
he is.
Jason Tatum probably missed a year with a broken leg or something.
Right, just our luck. You know how that
Or
goes.
some long going finger.
But that's not. But he's just
A six
talented.
toe.
Though. He's talented, just off the
Yeah.
rip. Like that boy can ball.
He's one of Kobe's last disciples.
So
Yeah, you can see it.
man,
Yeah.
Tatum, if you ever
You
want to
can
come over
definitely
to
see
the
it in the
Sixers, we will listen. I will go pick you up from the airport myself.
Yeah.
We know you will.
Yeah, but
For sure.
Jason Tatum needs to make sure like his shape up staying on point because when he came in that bubble with
The
his
curly
hair,
top.
with that curly top, I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, like all the superpowers.
His game was different, right?
Yeah, he's definitely different.
Jason
Okay.
Tatum, the young father.
This one will be an interesting one.
No, hold on, I got a real quick question.
Go.
Carm,
Yes. Yes.
who would you accept the Valentine's from first, Jason Tatum or Ben Simmons?
That's actually a good question. Both.
I'd probably say Jason Tatum.
Oh.
Because Jason, you know he's a dad.
Because
and
he's
I'm
a
not really-
hooper, that's why.
No, because, I feel
He
like
gets buckets.
Jason seems more like I could vibe with him. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I
yeah.
feel like we could relate a little more.
Got you. Okay.
Then I feel like, he's just Ben. So.
Yeah, he's like a square from Australia.
He's not a square. He's definitely, obviously good looking, but I don't know. I just feel like I would vibe more with Jason.
Okay, that's fair.
Honestly, I only saw Ben Simmons one time in person. He snubbed me, but he looks like a kind of guy who keeps to himself. Like he's like, listen, I'm with my homies. I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
So.
I remember Embiid budged in front of me going in the sips. I wasn't even mad though. I was
He
just like,
budged in front of you?
yeah, because I think me and Ro, I think we were in front. We were in the front row.
Oh, you went to Sips?
Yeah.
Was he rude?
No, he was chilling. He's just Joel Embiid. What does he have to do in Philly? It was like, oh, it's Joel, let him in.
Right.
Like, you know how, like, when you had to go to Sips, you had to, I guess, like, your little guest pass or something like that. That's your part of the Sips or whatever. So I think I was in front.
Which one you went to?
Not Marathon. It wasn't Marathon this day. I think I went to Marathon later.
Okay,
It was the other one.
Yeah, I went to Marathon first and I stayed.
Yeah, Marathon on one where the brothers be at.
Yeah.
And then the other one's a little bit more of a mixed crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
think, you know what? No,
brothers.
I was with coworkers. I don't remember who I was. But anyway, I just see him walking down with his hoodie. I'm like, yo, that boy is tall as can be. Then he get closer. I'm like, oh, snap, that's JoJo. And I was like, yo, JoJo, what's up? He's like, yo. And he just kept it pushing. Yeah. I didn't want to do it. Right. And then he just kept it pushing. And I remember I was just walking there, trying to get them drinks before the prices went up after 6. You know how 6 o'clock hit.
Yeah.
Them drinks be going from like $4 to $14.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, let me get
I'm like,
mine.
Okay, baller. Surprised you care.
Yeah, I definitely care. 4 to 14,
Cooper
that's
Scoop,
different.
Man.
Right.
Cooper Scoop.
But I did see JoJo back there macking with some bunnies.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Typical,
okay.
Typical.
Right, no surprise.
Typical.
No surprise there.
Typical.
That's the place to be.
Oh,
You want to find the bunnies.
I'm I'm really mad. I fumbled the bag at Marathon a few years ago.
What happened?
No, I was talking to this John, and
Oh,
I ain't closed the deal.
Dang. Yo.
Happens to the best of them, man.
Yo, speaking of that, I'm gonna just be honest. I'm gonna share this on air. So I was in the supermarket the other day, right?
Yeah.
And I seen this fine shorty. Like, she was real fine. I'm like, dang, I want to say something.
Supermarket fine?
Nah, she was fine.
Okay.
Like, she was fine. Now, I'm not gonna give y'all all the details. I'm gonna keep PG. I'll tell y'all the rest when we get off here. But anyway, right, I see her, right? And then I pull up to my crib, and then I see her walking. And I'm like, dang, man, I should have said something again. So then I got in the crib, and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yo, Mark, you really lost it. I'm like, wow, you ain't even shoot. Oh, you Ben Simmons now. How dare you? You ain't even take the shot. Shorty was there. I'm like, yo, the old Mark with a shot. I can't believe you Ben Simmons. So if I see her again, I gotta shoot. I gotta shoot.
That was really heartwarming, truly.
Oh, because it was about Ben and I didn't take the shot.
No, I hear it.
No, that's how I felt. I was so mad.
No, I get you. Because Ben does need to shoot. I completely agree.
Right, like she was right, and then she had like a couple of bags. Like I could have been a gentleman, but I was nervous.
Mark, you could have helped
I had the shakes and whatnot, and I had a fresh cut. The cut used to be my powers. Now I ain't even had the powers that day.
You're not even using them, man.
Lost it, bro. So I ain't even. I gotta get back in the gym.
I know how you feel about watching a woman with like all the child mans. I grew up in the church, so it's like making sure I grab all the chairs.
Yeah, you know
for that Sunday service,
Oh, he's a strong young man.
Yeah. I said, that's my love language. So when women compliment me, I'm like, oh, thank you.
Oh, words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your love language? That's nice.
I'm like, oh.
Check you out. Words of affirmation and whatnot.
Mark's love language is
buckets.
What'd you say?
Mark's love language is buckets.
All facts. Facts.
Thank you, Miss Tony.
Oh,
no, that was probably one of my favorite memes. Like, you remember that SpongeBob episode where Neptune made like a million patties and like SpongeBob only made the one? It was like when Neptune's on, it was like thousands of compliments from guys, and Neptune was like a girl, and like that one lady from the church calling me handsome was that one crab.
Right.
They calling me handsome.
Old head was probably thick too. Oh, you know what I was thinking? Just speaking of love languages for a second. Maybe the last show before Valentine's Day, maybe we should talk about our love languages as a side topic.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be
Why
interesting.
not?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Our love languages. Maybe if people are aware of what their love languages are, we can definitely, get a little bit of love in the air on February 9th. Let's do it.
We're gonna need it probably.
Yeah. But
probably gonna need it.
I got a feeling that Carmen's definitely gonna be coming in with like a bunch of candies and like 2 teddy bears,
roses and whatnot. They gonna have Ben Simmons little jerseys on the bear.
For my running back boys, a couple treats.
Yeah, let's do it.
But anyway,
let's get back to sports here.
So that's the love connection portion of our show.
Right, you know what I'm saying? If y'all need seeking any love advice whatsoever, that phone number is 215-763-9596. You got your boy Mark here, you got Chris, you got Carm. We'll get you right for February 14th this year.
And beyond.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's going to be any All-Star weekend this year, fellas. So ain't no excuse. All right? Ain't no excuse. All right. Back to the sports?
Yeah.
My bad. Devin Booker.
Ooh. I have to go with Book.
Want him so bad.
I have to go with Book. I love Devin Booker. I'm such a fan of his. I don't care about whatever struggle he's having right now.
He ain't struggling.
I think he's the guy.
It's funny.
He's legendary.
The Suns are now winning because he's taking less shots.
Yeah.
So,
but Mikal Bridges has been outstanding.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges.
Oh, of course, he traded him. He traded him.
You know how that
could have had him.
Yeah.
For a peanut allergy.
It was sesame seed, not peanut.
So whatever.
This is what I'm talking about. This is
not even in the league anymore.
Mikal Bridges is killing it over there.
Yep.
And mind you, this just ties back to Philly organizations. His mom works in the Sixers. Like, what's up? Like, there's no loyalty, no care, no respect, man.
Honestly, though, it was.
I understand that it wasn't about personal.
I laughed at draft night, but because I'll just tell you all the time, this man's on the podium, and all of a sudden he finally get traded.
That was dirty.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, this is nutty.
No pun intended.
He's from Nova. He was gonna be at least
a winner.
Something.
But my thing is that listen. Wherever Brett Brown Brand is, you gotta throw hands. I'm like, you gonna let me get on this podium to say I'm so happy to be on this team, and
they got his mom on there. They had his mom there too.
Somebody throwing hands.
That's why he kills us every time we play the Sixers or the Suns.
In the words of 50 Cent, get the strap.
Get the strap, and he pulls out the strap against us.
So who you picking, Chris?
Ben. That's equal to me.
Equal?
Oh, okay.
What about you?
Oh, it's definitely Devin Booker. It's not equal. It's Devin Booker.
Oh, okay. Who's last on the list?
I got 2 more actually.
Oh, okay.
So, DeMar DeRozan.
I'm gonna go with Ben.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at this point, if Ben Simmons finished product, I feel like he's gonna be DeMar DeRozan at this point. He's not gonna be a great 3-point shooter, but at the very least, get like some develop a 15 in end game, and that's what DeMar DeRozan has. But just
his mid range is butter. He got one of the best mid ranges in the game.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, listen, if DeMar DeRozan is definitely the best like 15-foot guy in the league.
Yeah.
Probably it's probably like him and like
KD, CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
CJ McCollum was one that I had on the list, but I took him off.
Yeah.
But I feel like I know where we'd go with CJ McCollum.
Yeah. Steve Urkel, Jaleel White.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
CJ McCollum's haircut is like the worst. Like I really want him to cut that eraser down. Like I do not like that.
Man.
I don't like that.
Eraser.
He needs to just go to a Caesar. Go back to a Caesar, boy. Son, I don't like that eraser type. It doesn't fit. His nose is kind of out there, and I feel like
Family Matters.
I feel like the top is just not complimenting the face. You know what I mean? I feel like he needs to go lower.
Right.
Listen,
I don't know.
leave Jaleel White alone, man. This man is very integral part of the Portland Trailblazers playoff chances.
It. No, he is. And then he's engaged like an Indian girl. And I think that's good. You know, he's diverse. You know?
He's injured now, though. But
he's nice.
He's tough.
And he's diverse in his personal life. He's engaged to an Indian girl.
I was going to take CJ.
I agree. We should trade Danny Green for him. But
let's do it.
If that's possible, let's do it.
So are you saying Ben over DeMar DeRozan?
Yes.
Ben as well?
I'm going for Ben.
I'm going to go Ben as well.
All right.
Because especially DeMar DeRozan now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. This last one's going to be interesting. Trae Young. And I kept Luka off on purpose because we talked about this.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be close.
There ain't no competition.
Like, honestly, like, if I...
Don't even think about it, Carm. Do not even think about it.
Well...
But we're talking about Trae Young here. Yeah, I told you. These ones are going to be a little bit tough.
But here's the thing. Think about this. Even NBA teams themselves weren't sure about Trae Young, and they made the swap. You get what I'm saying? They swapped picks to get who?
No, Dallas just knew what they wanted.
That man.
No, Dallas just wanted Luka.
Yeah, Dallas wanted Luka. They knew what they wanted.
No, honestly, like if Durant didn't draft Luka, probably goes 1 and Trae Young goes 2.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is that Trae, there's still more to be seen.
Okay.
Trae. Right or wrong? You think he's proved everything?
Hold on, I just realized something. Didn't Marvin Bagley go number 2 overall in that draft?
I believe he did. Marvin Bagley's tough though. Marvin Bagley's tough.
Trae, my
who
son.
Who was number 1 that year? I forgot number 1.
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, Ayton. That's right.
Yeah. I remember that year.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. Arizona busted my bracket the first day. I picked them to go to the Final Four.
I don't know why you did that. I stopped doing them brackets, but sadly, I'll probably do one again now that there's sports betting. I'll definitely be doing one.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Listen, honestly, that was the year when I was back in middle school. I'm like, you know what, we're gonna do? Listen, I'm gonna get this $1 billion, man. I'm gonna do this $1 billion bracket. I did like 4 of them.
Bracket buster.
Yeah.
So who you going for? Trae or Benny Boy? Benjamin.
Benny Hanna.
Yes.
I would love to have some of that right now. I'm starving.
What you going for?
Tough.
Buddy Boy?
Oh, you already picked Ben, right?
No, I thought it was your turn.
I didn't pick it. I'm waiting for you.
Yet.
Dang, okay.
I'm waiting for Chris Thomas to go.
All right. Fine. Give me Trae.
I wasn't expecting that from you, to be honest.
Scores.
We already know Converse.
Scores.
I'm sorry. Can I get my answer before you assume?
Throw a skip down for Converse.
He scores on every level. Good passer. The only thing he doesn't do because of his size is rebound.
Yeah.
They do have to hide a lot of what he does defensively, though.
For sure. I mean, he's like 6'3".
Yeah, I know. I just don't. I just hate
small.
I just hate small guards. I just do.
So do you like Maxey?
Because
Maxey is kind of undersized.
And he's shorter than Trae Young.
Yeah.
That's why that floater is crazy.
Yeah.
He has to float.
Well,
and he got that from Trae Young. Trae Young brought the floater back.
Let me clarify.
Let
me clarify. Listen, for Maxey, is he has a high motor, so it's at least he tries on off. So he tries on defense. I just don't like guys who just doesn't try out defense.
Right.
Yeah, he does try, but he definitely gets his whoever he covers always gets away from him. He's always like chasing people down. Like, wait.
That's talking about Maxey or Trey?
Yeah, Maxey.
Yeah.
Trey is just kind of
like Kyle Lowry's undersized, but it's like he's stocky, so it's like it's gonna.
He got that build to kind of keep you in place.
Yeah, so it's like he's strong. He's strong and he has a better. He's strong and has better.
Chris is gonna say it. He does.
He has a strong posterior.
No, he does. I was just saying like that. Everyone talks about it.
I was gonna say good lateral quickness.
Everyone talks about it. It's a known. It's there. Why we gotta ignore it? It's the elephant in the room. It's there. It's just sitting there. It's on it. It's there.
What?
She's talking about Kyle Lowry cheeks.
Listen, I'm just saying that's what people are mentioning.
Married and has a family.
That's fine. That doesn't mean he doesn't have a butt. It's there.
You saying he caked up?
He is. And then the shorts don't help. Them shorts be tight. Like them shorts be like tight, crucially tight.
Okay,
like,
now we know why Carm watched best Raptors games.
I really watch Raptors games for Fred VanVleet. That's my boy because Siakam sucks. So that's why I watch Raptors games. But I'm just stating the obvious of he wears tight shorts and that's what's there. I'm just saying that's just the fact. I'm not even speaking I'm just saying what it is.
Carm, he dragging that wagon.
I'm just saying, whatever. You guys take it as you will, but everyone.
I'll take my butt kick, man. Your butt kick.
Oh my God.
I mean, whatever. Anywho's.
She wanted him to do the busted challenge.
That's a little too far.
Anyway, you're listening to 98.5 WJYN. Running Back Sports Show, Sports for the Culture. Chris Carter, Mike, Mark.
Jesus Christ. Niggas don't even know my name no more.
Dang, what's your name?
Anyway, if you want to call in, we got about 15 minutes left. Mark, if they call number
215-763-9596. That's crazy. I already know the comments are going to be. I did it on purpose. Leave it alone.
Here's the thing. No, he's like Mark met me at Marathon that night. He was big time for me to hang out with Joel.
Oh, you were trying to clout chase?
And, that was your boy Carlos.
Oh yeah.
You were clout chasing?
Appreciate the support, Los. No, I wasn't clout chasing. I just didn't remember who I was there with that night. But I did see.
And Carmen looks like your friend Dwayne is in the house.
He is. Hey,
D. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
What up from the Bahamas, man?
Oh, word?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go. So Trae Young.
Yeah, Trae Young.
I'm gonna. This is close. I got him on the same level. I'm not gonna say Trae Young's better yet, but I got him on the same level as Ben.
Wow, that's a shock. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go with equal on this.
Now that's a shock. Why, Carm?
Because I think that Trae, his shooting, you can't deny it.
Nope.
And then I think that Ben defensively, you can't deny it. So there are two people you can't deny in certain aspects, but in other aspects they lack. So I'm gonna go even.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
I like that little exercise that we were able to do.
And
it.
And it all worked out. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bust it.
Anywho, how about LeBron last night?
Drop it. What did he drop? 40?
It was like 42 or 46. He was just toying with them. It wasn't even.
But he
funny.
played the Cavs.
That's his building. He built that building.
True.
What they thought would have happened.
But you see that the part where he was LeBron, they were saying that somebody on the Cavs' coaching team was like hype is everything, that LeBron missed that final shot at the end of the third, and LeBron looked back like that.
Oh yeah, right.
And then he went off.
I took that personally.
Right, he took that personally.
Right. He's like, but that's how you gotta be, because sometimes people gotta understand who you know who I am. You know what I did? I brought the only ring in this whole entire franchise.
Fine.
Facts.
Fine.
And it's like, put some respect in my name.
Yeah.
Whoever don't have respect for LeBron at this point, like, you just straight hate.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No, because let me just say this. I used to be like a LeBron non-fan. Like when
That's not a shock. You hate everybody.
No, I don't. With Kobe, I was younger and I just didn't understand. And I just was AI so like in my heart and soul. So I just couldn't. I'm loyal. But when it came to LeBron, I just didn't like him because I felt like his game was limited to his size, and he just didn't have a shot. I felt like he wasn't clutch, and I just saw a lot of flaws in his game, and I didn't like it. But now that I've seen he's really come full circle with his game, I can appreciate him, and then just how he carries himself off the court. Obviously, takes apart for me, but because he's a student of the game and he never stopped growing and learning, that's why I really deal with LeBron now, and I really appreciate him now because I see LeBron was not as good at one point, but he grew and now he's better, and I respect that because the kind of player, kind of deals he has, he honestly was in a position where he doesn't have to get better, but he always strive for greatness. So I gotta respect that about LeBron.
Yeah, he's the king. He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
It's just some players that
listen. I respect ballers that can expand their game, and that's yet to be seen by some people. But
stop.
He's the best that I've seen.
Stop. Yeah.
Like honestly, like in regards to Jordan, like my first image of Jordan was watching him on Space Jam. Then after that, seeing him on the Wizards. Right. So for me to say that that this player from like who was drafted like back in like '84 is like better than I'm like. I don't have firsthand knowledge of seeing this personally. Sure, the Last Dance documentary was really helpful and informative about, Jordan's impact in regards to everybody else and pretty much how much of a jerk that Jordan was as a teammate, all his teammates, benefited for. By the way, shout out to Scottie Miller. That did nothing for him at all.
Scottie Pippen, yeah.
Scottie
Pippen, yeah. He's still a hater. He's been a hater.
No, that man got his wife taken from Future, man.
Yeah,
Malik Beasley got his girl, okay?
Everybody gets a turn on his
Beasley, who has like charges, like a guy who's like half a felon, gonna take. But Larsa, she look good. Yeah, Malik Beasley, he has some charges, some kind of.
Something happened over the summer.
Something happened. And he got charged with. I don't want to say the wrong information, but he did get some kind of charges against them, and then him and his girl. Who's a really pretty girl, by the way. This girl, Tokyo something, I think. Mm-hmm. And now he was getting at Larsa Pippen or whatever. And I'm just like, Larsa, I get it, girl. Do you live in? You know what I mean? You're cougaring. I get it.
Yeah.
Cougar on. But with Malik Beasley though, you can do a little better. You can do a little better.
I mean, listen, different strokes for different folks. I mean, there's some people. There's some people that they call that black is cute. Come on.
No, I'm not saying look wise. I'm saying his status wise.
I know.
Going from
Pippen,
I said,
there's some people that would call that.
Maybe she likes the bad boy kind of kind of thing.
Okay.
I feel like with Larsa, she likes what she shouldn't have. She wants what she can't have. You know what I'm saying? If someone's kind of off the market, it's light switch on.
Dang. So you're saying she's that girl from that Tyler Perry movie?
I'm just saying. I ain't mad at. I ain't hating, but it's I feel like that's kind of her move. Gotta have an angle.
No, but honestly, I never. In regards to LeBron, I began to become more of a fan of his when his stuff off the court. When he built that school that I promised he sent a bunch of kids to colleges, all the donations that he's been able to do, pretty much reviving Cleveland's economy. Pretty much when he stepped back in Cleveland, because when you saw when he left Cleveland, that economy went to shambles because of how much he was able to put in the city, and then when he came back, all the money he was able to bring back to the city.
Yeah, restaurants and bars were legit closing because LeBron was gone.
Yeah,
and the Browns were bad.
But now the Browns are good now. So they're bringing the team.
But no, it's not the same.
Oh, now they're okay. That you were Browns fans.
That's this guy. Come on, don't do me like that.
No, but it's not the same. Where it's watching a generational athlete. The city of Ohio has the Ohio State Buckeyes, but that's seasonal. It's basketball's obviously the longest running thing. Nobody's running to a bar to go see Colin Sexton, even though he did give it to the Nets the other night.
He did.
But no one's running to the bar to see Colin Sexton. No one's going to see trying to go to a bar to watch Kevin Love and Andre Drummond take on the Wizards.
Nope.
No.
Oh wow, who want to watch that?
I mean, maybe they're loyal fans, but either way, I feel with LeBron too. The stuff that he does, people can see, he just does it for the camera. He thinks he's this, he thinks he's that. But I feel like he does things, whatever his reasons are, he doesn't have to do half the stuff that he does. A lot of athletes or get at his level or near his level don't do half of what he does. So it's for him to even take the steps to do those things says a lot about him. Even if whatever his intentions are, even if he's trying to be good at two shoes, whatever it is, it's he doesn't have to do those things.
And those people who are contributing from it, those donations, those charities, they don't care if he's in the front of the camera. They're just happy the fact that somebody actually took time to care about their situation and try to improve it. That's why I don't care about that. And honestly, also from over the years, I started to appreciate Michael Jordan off the court because normally he doesn't go out and tell everybody well, I just donated to this. He just does it in silence. Like it's stuff I got to look up.
It's been a little bit recent.
Yeah.
Like Michael's, things that he's done in the community and everything.
Yeah.
So it's been a little bit more recent. But like as far as LeBron, like he's been doing it. Like I don't think I ever hated LeBron. The only thing I used to always, when I didn't understand basketball the way that I understand now, like I used to be frustrated with him early in his career because he didn't have that killer mentality the way Kobe had it, the way Mike had it. But then, like, once I studied the game and learned more and more, I'm like, well, LeBron's more magic. So I kind of get it. He's more, I kind of get it. So, like, LeBron's always going to make that right basketball play. So when you have those moments where it's the last 2 minutes, he's not going to force a shot over 3 people. He's going to find Delonte West wide open in the baseline, and boom, it's a knockdown.
And then after that, if Delonte West misses, they're going to blame him for missing an open shot.
Right. So, that's when, once I realized, like, who LeBron was and, like, stopped, like, trying to force him to be Kobe and Mike, that's when I was like, yo, LeBron's that guy. And then when he just, like, legit became LeBron when he went to the Heat and everything and just really, like, took off, and, like, that's when I was like, you know what? I'm never going to hate on this guy.
Not going to lie, I didn't like LeBron until he left Miami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same. I couldn't stand him in Miami. I was like, I wanted them to lose every chip they won. I was like, oh.
I thought him playing that villain role.
I'm good. I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
That Kobe Mike, but I'm like, no, but he's still LeBron.
Yeah.
So yeah, LeBron, he's the king. That's why I said we gotta appreciate guys like LeBron James and Tom Brady while we can. Like these are players that we get to see with our eyes. Like when we get old and we're talking about this, like how old heads talk about Jerry Rice and Joe Montana and Dan Marino. Like yo, I saw Tom Brady win 7 rings. But 7. But I saw LeBron James go to the finals 10 times.
I agree.
I'm banning Tom Brady talk from my house.
Say that again.
I'm banning Tom Brady talk from my house.
Oh, wow, you still gonna be butthurt?
I feel like
listen.
You're still gonna be butthurt,
bro. The only time Tom Brady's gonna be brought up is Super Bowl 52.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Anyways, I feel like with LeBron, with like Kobe, Jordan, whatever, I feel like the thing with them is, we should give I feel like we gave Kobe his flowers for the most part. LeBron, we're giving him his flowers now. But I feel like with them,
gave LeBron his flowers.
Right. With them though, I feel like the greatest thing is like they will forever be like immortalized. Like they're legendary. You know what I'm saying? Like legends never die. And that's why Kobe, God rest his soul. I'm sad that he's gone, but I feel like Kobe Bryant and like his legacy and who he was will like never, like he will always through decades be remembered because he's legendary. Like he's a legend.
For sure.
And legends truly never die. You never forget a legend.
That's true.
And Kobe, that's what Kobe is. And I feel like that's the thing that gives me a little peace, like solace about Kobe, because I know that like he really will live on because his impact goes beyond basketball.
Way beyond basketball. And
so he's legendary, bro.
Yeah. Another thing that
2020 sucked, man. We lost him. We lost Black Panther.
You knew 2020 was gonna suck if the first thing that happens is Kobe dies in a plane crash. Like what universe does that even make sense?
It don't even sound real. That's why like.
And here's the crazy thing. I read an article from Vanity Fair about the moments, basically the pilot's perspective of the moments of everything that happened. Yeah. And this is just a very unfortunate situation. Like so many things could have been done differently, or they should have never went out in the first place.
Correct.
So it's just like, it just sucks because if y'all got to read this article from Vanity Fair. I'm gonna send it to the group because it gives you like such an eye-opening view of like what was the pilot thinking, because they talk about the radio transmissions between him and the call, like everything that happened. It's crazy. So you guys have to watch it. But to end it off, like I said, Kobe will always live forever. He's legendary, and honestly, he's impacted my life and still does. For sure. And when I need motivation, especially like a day like today, rainy, gloomy day, I'm like, yo, like Mamba would get up and be like, let's get it. Yeah. And that's how it has to be every day.
Are you a different animal? You have the same beast?
Yes.
What does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
Yes, you gotta be. Only people with that mentality will get it.
Yeah.
Legendary, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss Bean. It's sad. I get home tonight. I'm gonna watch that game now. The 60-point game.
It is sad because it's been a year and it's like still unbelievable.
It's just not real.
It don't feel real.
I was crying like a year ago today. I was crying all day, legit all day.
I called my dad immediately after it happened.
I had family members calling me. I'm like, I didn't even realize like how deep it was to me. Like my aunt was like, listen, I'm calling you because like I know it's a celebrity and everything, but like when Prince died, because she was a big Prince fan, she felt some type of way, and she knew how I felt about Kobe. And then like going to like Lower Merion High School and meeting the guy a few times, like it was like a real like different connection and everything. So I was really crying all day, like a straight punk. Like thank God the Royal Rumble was the same day, so I was able to have like a little bit of escape But like right after Royal Rumble was over, I was like,
It's just
you go right to ESPN.
By the way, thank you, Ed, for coming back.
Thank Ed for coming back.
It's just crazy because it's like the stuff that even my mom, she's not a basketball fan. She legit was talking to me. So she's like, it's so sad. She's like, I remember when Kobe was drafted, when everyone was talking about Laura Marion. I remember the court killing. She was just talking about all the times that she remembered Kobe. And like, she was like, back then we didn't have social media. So I literally used to watch the news and always hear about Kobe. She was talking about it. And I was just like, my mom has no knowledge of basketball. So for her to
know who Kobe is.
she like literally talked about Kobe and said, I feel so bad for
Everybody
him.
know who Kobe is.
Yeah. So it's like that just shows you like that's it right there. You don't gotta know basketball.
I think one of my favorite things that LeBron said that I looked up, he was like, yo, I thought I was famous until I went to China with Kobe.
Yeah. People were like, I saw a quote that someone was some coach or some announcer was in a taxi cab in China or somewhere over there in Asia, and they asked them like in broken English, like, do you know who Kobe Bryant is, or do you know Kobe? And the guy was like, I know Kobe, and the taxi driver started hysterically crying because the guy said he knew Kobe.
Was that from a movie?
No, it's real. It happened. That happened. Some announcer or something like that went over there, and that happened real life.
For real? Okay, because I feel like that happened on Rush Hour 3.
Maybe
I feel like that happened.
But like,
in Rush Hour 3.
This is a real quote. Like I saved it. I saved it.
I know what scene you're talking about.
When Chris Tucker hops in the back and the Bulls all lakered out.
Yeah.
Yo, all right. So maybe they took that inspiration and added it to the movie, but I remember the Bull was driving them everywhere because he said he knew Kobe Bryant. It was hilarious.
Oh my God, Rush Hour.
It was hilarious.
You can't play that movie now.
What, Rush Hour? Which one?
Oh no, all the
they're all good.
No, like saying all the stereotypical things they said that would not get.
That's because people are soft now.
Yeah,
people can't handle it.
Yeah, but anyway, you know what I can't handle? The fact that we're out of time.
Yeah.
So listen, I want to thank
spicy.
Yeah, so I just want to thank everybody once again for tuning in to Run It Back Sports Show. Thank our callers.
Appreciate y'all.
Once again, you got the number. Call in anytime. I want to thank everybody else for tuning in on 98.5 WJYN and on OnTimeRadioPhilly.org and on our YouTube channel. Listen, we live by our YouTube comments. So, man, Mark, you got a lot of enemies on YouTube, man.
I love it. I love Ben Charlemagne. That's great.
Oh,
yeah. But anyway, once again, Chris Thomas,
Mark Thompson,
Girl Carm.
Until next time, we'll see you.
Peace.
Later.